Hello and welcome into my latest live video. His name
is Kerry Holzman.
His name is Donkey Kong.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Say hello, Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Mitch Morrison. I'm Kerry Holzman. Thank you guys so much for joining us this Friday, June 25th, 2021. It's Friday.
Yeah, that it is.
Mitch, it feels like it's been a month since I've seen
it. It has been a month.
Oh, that's
so,
good.
Yeah,
well,
as a lot of chat know, I was visiting family up in Eagle, Colorado. Get out of this heat, and yeah, it was a good time. Drank too much, ate too much, and laughed too much. But that's what families are all about. And
you're supposed to laugh too much around me.
Yes.
No, now you're laughing at the wrong time.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
So,
yes.
Hope everyone's doing good. And as for a lot of people mentioning in the chat here 2 days ago was Uncle Kerry's birthday.
Yes, it's true. They celebrate that I haven't died.
Yeah.
That's what a birthday's all about.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You went around the earth 365 days. You made a full rotation.
Yeah.
Nobody expected that to happen, so we're going to celebrate this occasion. And then people trade money. I think there's like some kind of pool.
And chat, you know Kerry's old when the candles cost more than the cake. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
That was pretty good. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go somewhere with a fire extinguisher joke.
No. Too many candles. All right.
Well, you know what I do?
Yeah.
I get a smell of cake.
Somebody mentioned great Toto shirt. I will give a fast plug that my band Toto just came out with a new live CD and DVD and Blu-ray called Toto with a little help from my friends. It's available on Amazon. I get mine tomorrow in the mail. I got a notice from the post office, and I'm very excited to put that on in the screening room. And it's the same show that was streamed I told you about 2-3 months back. Yeah, that I really liked, and I was glad they turned that into
they didn't play Africa.
Blu-ray, but they did not play Africa, and so yeah.
I was excited that Duran's got a new album coming out.
Very nice.
That's my Toto.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you take T.O. and duplicate the T.O.,
okay,
you like that. If you take Duran and duplicate the Duran, I think it's an 80s thing.
Yeah.
Or is Toto's a 70s?
They came out in 78.
Call it 80s.
Yeah,
We round
80s.
it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for all the happy birthdays. Yes, I am 53 years old. And I'm just getting a little personal here, but when I run my hands through my hair, it feels different. Like there's not as much there.
It's Bosley, right? Don't tell anyone.
I think I'm going to make a prediction. I think if we watch the videos this year, there's going to be a significant raise in my, like if it's never felt like this before. It feels, and nobody cares, but it bothers me when and you know what? If it starts falling out really bad, I'm going to shave my head. Just to hell with it. Just shave my head. Yeah.
Harry Kojak. You know.
Hey. Yeah, I'm not doing that whole comb over thing. I'm not going to do it. No. Like if I can just keep it long in the front and kind of pull the bangs, push the front down a little bit.
Hey, there are guys your age that would kill for that amount of hair.
No, you're right. I'm grateful that I have what I have. But I think if you watch this year, I think I'm going to start looking. You're going to start seeing it. Anyway, that's just the benefit you get for getting older is you get pains and aches, the energy level goes down, but you're not dead. You know, so, and I got to wear my glasses.
Yeah.
So here's what I decided to do. This year, for my birthday, I decided to treat myself to really stupid stuff. And that's part of what this is. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. It's my birthday, so we're going to talk about me. We're going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But let me give some shout outs and thank yous to people who have contributed. I got a letter in the mail from a viewer that contained a check for $50. And I don't know how to reach him, but his name is Jack Farrell. Jack's in Sun City. He's just down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jack. Well, he can't see me. Thank you so much. That was really nice.
Yeah. I'm glad you said "Hey Jack" and not "Hi Jack." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't do that anymore since the
yeah.
incident.
Okay.
And then Uncle Mitch over here
Yeah. Search
gave
far
me
and
a
wide.
card, and he found. I don't know how he found this.
That's
card.
nutty. Yeah.
That is a perfect card. And then when you open it up, I got a gift card in here, which is nice. I'm going to set that there. And inside it says, "Smile, it's your birthday."
Nutty.
So thank you so much, Mitch.
Yeah. It was tough.
Just the thought of it, and just the fact that you found that card. You didn't just get a generic happy birthday card blank inside.
No. Went to a lot of stores.
You just, you know, some people do that, right?
They just grab
the
what's
laziest thing. You know, congratulations on your graduation. Like,
Yeah.
so I know you had to go through some effort. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a keeper. So
Well, let's give some shouts out. Hope everyone's doing great on this Friday. We don't have a weird build today. We're just kind of hanging out.
We're gonna have some fun today.
We're gonna have some fun, and we'll figure out another build next Friday.
This is my birthday party today. Even though my birthday was on Wednesday, it's not convenient. So today's the birthday party. Thank you for joining me on my birthday. And let's see, what do we have here?
I was going to get you a nice big bottle of Geritol, you know, give you a little pep in your step. They wouldn't even know what that is. That's so old I am. But
Will I drink it down with some Senka?
Yeah, and some Tab. All right.
So what do we have here? Green Dragon contributes $5. Says happy birthday. Thank you, Green Dragon. You want to do the next one?
If I can read, Dennis
Doyas.
5 biscuits.
Yeah, and you know, Dennis also sent a pretty sizable Amazon gift card, and he's done that in the past. He's been a frequent contributor here. Super shout out for somebody that's so extraordinarily generous.
Thank you, Dennis.
And I've spoken to Dennis on the phone a few times, and he's just a super guy. So we're very lucky. He says, "Happy birthday, Carrie. I'll have a drink on all of us." That sounds good to me. We've got some people saying hello to Mitch.
Yeah, glad to be back. It was nice to get out of the heat.
Brad Riddle says hello, Mitch. Stan Ristoff says hello, Mitch.
Yeah.
Oystein from Norway says, "Welcome back, Mitch." Ed says, "Hi, Mitch."
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Tina with a $10 contribution. Hey, thank you so much, Tina. And Geraldo Quintana Roo contributes $49.99. He says, "Happy 53rd. Enjoy your special day." I'm calling it a special week.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. Wayne D says, "Happy belated birthday. Mine is in 2 more days." Right on, Wayne. Happy birthday to you. Jose says, "Old dudes rock."
That would be you, not me.
From my perspective, you're the old dude.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
See, if you hang around anybody older than you.
And
Tony Wallow with 99 cents. And Tony's also been very, very generous. Thank you, Tony. And continues to contribute. And Tony may give you $1 one day and $100 the next. You know, he's been
we'll call him the guy. He can't be the man.
No.
But Michael Dane's the man.
Michael Dane is the man.
Tony
Michael
the guy.
Dane also contributed, and he's been, super. But Tony can be the guy.
Yeah.
And Michael will be the man. Brandon Miller with $5 says, "Carrie, don't put it off. You have to eat crow. Windows 11. Tell the chat." We're gonna get.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that as soon as we.
And I'll explain everything in a minute.
Yeah.
Rick Lakes contributes $30. Thank you, Rick. Rick's another frequent contributor. Sherry McFarland said she just had her 63rd birthday. Sherry's got a picture of herself there, and she's friended me on Facebook. I would never guess in a million years that I thought I was like 10 years older than her.
Yeah.
So I think she's lying. I don't think she's 63.
You didn't think I was 80. What do you think of that? That's my IQ. That's my IQ, not my age. We're having too much fun.
Hold
here.
on. See, this is the other problem. I can't think of a quick comeback like I used to.
Right.
I'll get back to you on that with a real zinger. You just better be ready. Chris Mole contributes £10. He says, "A very happy birthday. I'm still 15 years ahead of you. Hair definitely thinner, but don't care attitude maturing with me." Agree. Agreed. And Mike Visions with a 10-pound contribution. 10-pound contribution says, happy birthday, Carrie. Have several Coke or a pizza on me. You know, Grimaldi's gives me a free pizza on my birthday. Guess what I had yesterday?
Pasta.
I had my free pizza.
Free pizza. You didn't go to Denny's?
Geez, maybe you are 80.
Yeah, you didn't go to Denny's? For your
No, you know
Grand
why I didn't
Slam?
go to Denny's?
Oh.
You know why? You can't make any substitutions.
Oh.
So, like, if I don't want the pancakes, I'd
Right.
like extra eggs, and I don't
Yeah.
want the sausage, I'd want more bacon. No,
Yeah. Right.
you get what we give you.
You Grand Slam for free. Yeah.
So, you know what I do instead? Is I go to Denny's on any other day, and I get 4 eggs scrambled, 4 pieces of bacon, sourdough toast.
4 pieces.
Well, because it's,
Four.
what am I missing?
It's just, what is it? You have a fetish
Well,
with
everything's in
fours?
twos. No,
Right.
everything's in
Oh,
twos. So when you
yeah.
want to build your own Grand Slam,
Right.
it's all in twos. So I'm like, okay, here's what I want to do. I always tell the server, I'm like, I'm not quite sure how to explain this, but I want a total. Like when you order eggs, you get 2. When you order bacon, you get 2. I said, so I want 4 eggs scrambled,
Yeah.
4 bacon, no sausage, no pancakes, no hash browns, with some. And they bring you 2 slices of bread that are cut in half, so that's 4 slices, 4 pieces of sourdough. And then maybe I get a glass of milk. And you know what that costs?
Well, they're charging you twice for the eggs and twice for the bacon.
Well, no, the Grand Slam, you get to pick any 4 items.
Okay.
Right? So 2 eggs and 2 bacon, that's 4. So then they're charging me for the toast because that's a 5th item. And then the glass of, it's like $15. And I'm being served. They're bringing the food to me, put a little salt and pepper on those eggs. And I don't do this very often. About 3 times a year, I get in this hankering. And I was working at the lawyer's office, and it was 11:30 at night. I had not eaten the whole day. I was like shaky.
Right.
And I put my order in at 11:30 at night. The server walks away, checking my phone, and the server then shows up with the plate of food. I'm like, holy cow, that was quick.
Right.
I don't think I could have eaten at McDonald's and been served that fast.
Fast.
And I was scarfing it down, and they're like, slow down, Carrie, taste your food because you like this.
Right.
So the server comes by, she says, is everything okay? I said, I guess.
Yeah.
I said, I haven't eaten all day, and I'm just shoveling it in. And I think what I did was I had finished everything. I drank the whole glass of milk. The whole plate was clean. I was like, all right, now I get to go home. I'm done for the day. It's maybe 11:45. And just peel off a $20 bill and go, here, we're good, right? Have a nice day. So she got a nice tip. I got fed fast, and it was good. And then I'll do it again in about 8 months. Like I get the hankering. So no, I'm not going to Denny's on my birthday.
Right. No substitutions. Okay.
Maybe sometime
Yeah.
in the future, I'm going to learn how to answer rhetorical questions in a much shorter length of time. But all right. Couple other contributions have come in while I've been talking here. Let me make sure we're still broadcasting. Yeah, everything's fine. Thomas Backenstow contributes $20. He says, "Happy birthday, Carrie." Hey, Tom, thank you. And,
Yeah,
you know,
the man with little red. That we
he's got 2 computers for me.
Ah, okay.
He loves that little black and red computer.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel so good when somebody receives one of my computers and they cherish it. You know, it just means a lot to me. And Patrick Russo contributes $10. He says, "Happy birthday, Uncle Carrie." And I think it was Patrick. He sent me a couple items from Amazon, and one of both things he sent me I already have.
Okay.
So I appreciate the thought, but Amazon allows me to then return those items and then put it as a balance on my account to use for things I need. So I know people mean well when they send me things. Hey, I got a surprise coming, and I do appreciate it. But a lot of times, what's been happening more and more often is I have people sending me stuff I already have.
Yeah.
Like, those lights that you wear like for your head?
Yeah.
I think I have 4 of those now.
Yeah.
And so just the fact that he did it at all is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Right? And so just a shout out to say thank you for that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
to go through the trouble.
You go down in the mines a lot? Are you a coal miner? That's why you need No, I actually use it in my auto detailing of my cars, you know, because I park in a garage. So to vacuum the carpets and whatever, yeah, I use those headlamps. And
Mitch
it's a
has
nice
a
one.
20-year-old car that looks like it just rolled off
Yeah.
the lot yesterday.
Yeah, I got a 2003 Saturn Ion that looks like, yeah, it just came off the showroom floor, and she's got 218,000 miles on it.
And I mean, the interior, everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything's perfect.
And the Kelly Blue Book is only $750. You would never find a used car.
Couldn't get tires for
this
a car
cheap.
for 700.
I mean, I open the hood because I clean the engine bay, because that's the kind of guy I am, and people are like, "Oh
He
my
cleans
god!"
the inside of the wheel wells.
Yeah. So,
Ramick72 with a $5 contribution says, happy birthday. Alex contributes $53. He says, here's $1 for each year you've been alive. Did I say it was 53? I meant it was 153. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ramick72. I think I'm missing somebody. Oh, there's another one. Blackwatch with $2 Canadian says, have a hippie for your birthday. Ha ha ha, a hippie. That's a toonie. Is that a toonie? Robert Kajna with €5 says, happy birthday, Carrie. Mitch, hello.
howdy.
Irving T, watching us from France, contributes €5. He says, happy birthday, Carrie. Thank you, Irving. Irving's been a viewer a long time, too. Mike Visions, did I say that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everybody's so generous today. And look, I know that this number's not right. It says we have 79 viewers. And this right up here says we have 385.
Okay, yeah.
I swear to you,
Yeah.
there's something going on with YouTube that ain't right.
Yeah. It's Friday.
So, I want to talk to you about what got me into computers. Wait. Before we do that, sorry, let's talk about Windows 11.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Let me break out the crow
The crow.
that you're gonna eat.
Where's my hat?
Okay.
So here's the deal. And here's the thing I was complaining about the whole time. Because Microsoft was teasing us, they were basically encouraging people to speculate. And since everybody was speculating, I'm like, well, I'll speculate too, right? I'll do it. And I said, I don't think they're going to call it Windows 11. I think they're just going to call it Windows or Windows Sun Valley, and I explained why. I said, it's just going to be like another update to Microsoft Windows 10, which I was right about. Obviously, they can't come out with an operating system that hasn't been beta tested. So they're just building on top. It's mostly a theme or an interface change, mostly. And I said, I don't know. I'm totally guessing. And that's why I'm upset at Microsoft, because they're encouraging people to guess. So then Windows 11, they make the announcement. Now, then I take the video down and people automatically assume that I'm trying to hide something.
Right.
So the reason I take the video down is it's filled with incorrect information. And I get emails and texts from, well, not texts, but Facebook messages from people who watch a video that I did 10 years ago. Like I was running a contest and they're like, yeah, please enter me in your contest. It's like, what contest are you talking about? Oh, you had this Acronis giveaway. I go, in 2014?
Yeah.
They don't pay attention to the date.
Right.
So if Windows 11 is all the rage, everybody's talking about it. So you Google Windows 11 and then my video comes up. And my video's filled with speculation. And so now two things happen. One, not everybody gets it's speculation. And two, they're going to believe what I told them is true. So the video has to come down for just the whole point of not trying to get somebody misled, right? And what Microsoft did is they encouraged this behavior, and it really upset me. So no, I'm not a truth, what do they call that? A soothsayer? I'm not I cannot see the future. I don't have a crystal ball. But if you ask me, what do I think Microsoft is going to do? That's what I thought Microsoft was going to do.
So this senior moment was brought to you by Windows 11.
Right. Now, there is something important about Windows 11 you need to know. And that is Windows 11 is going to require TPM to be enabled. So the Trusted Platform module is basically hard drive encryption. Now, Microsoft claims they're doing this because of a lot of BIOS virus issues that infect the BIOS, infect your firmware. And so Windows 11 is going to require TPM.
Toilet paper money? No, that's something.
If it was only that easy. Now, if you have a modern motherboard within the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years, there should be an option in your BIOS to enable TPM, but it may require a module that plugs into your motherboard. If you look in your motherboard manual, it probably has a little header on the board for TPM. Never once in my 30 years of doing this have I ever installed a TPM module. If you try and buy a TPM module, at least for a gigabyte board, they are completely sold out. So not only is there a chip shortage, but now everybody's panicking, everybody who's like a computer nerd, and they're buying these modules before Windows 11 comes out. Windows 11 won't come out till wintertime, like December, so it's not, you don't have to buy it today. But there is another possible option that won't cost you any money. On the machines I build, whether it's Intel or AMD, there is a software TPM provided. Do you know, back in the day, if you wanted to install a bunch of drives in a RAID, you had to buy a RAID card.
Right.
And then motherboards started adding a software RAID in the BIOS, so you didn't need the card. Now, the performance isn't as good, right? But if you have an i3, you might notice it. But with an i7 and i9, it's going to run pretty quick. Same with the Trusted Platform. They even sold modems that were software modems. Back when we used to use dial-up modems, it was like $20, which was like a third of the price of a regular modem. And end users just bought the cheap one, right? And what it did is it used your CPU to emulate being a modem, and all the card was basically the interface to the phone line, and your CPU did all the work. So you're taxing the computer to save some money. And those didn't really work all that well, to be honest. And software RAIDs also are inferior to hardware RAIDs. Now, that being said, if you go into your BIOS and you look, when you enable the TPM, there'll be a setting probably to turn on the BIOS's software version of TPM. If you don't have that, you will not be able to upgrade to Windows 11. Once you do this now, you won't be able to take that hard drive out and put it into another machine. It's all going to be encrypted to that motherboard. But you can stay on Windows 10 until 2025.
June of 2025.
Yeah, so you don't have to go to Windows 11 if you're running an older machine. Like those veteran giveaways, I don't think they've got TPM.
Right. Well, and I don't, if you like Windows 10, like I do, and you're comfortable with it, again, that's what, 4 years from now? So
yeah, so this is nothing to panic about.
You know.
But for anybody who's built their own computer in at least the last 4 years, and probably longer, if you go into the BIOS and you go, sometimes it's under miscellaneous. It depends who makes the board, if it's Asus or, if it's ASRock, MSI, Gigabyte, or if it's a pre-built or a laptop. There should be a setting in there to enable, so once you turn TPM on, then you enable, I forget what it's called. I'll make a video on it and I'll show you guys. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to buy this little add-on card. In the chat, they're saying it requires TPM 2.0. Yes, there are different iterations. The earlier TPM, like any other first generation product, it's not strong enough. Now, I suspect, oh no, Patrick says it only requires TPM 1.2. All right, whatever it is, regardless, it may force you to upgrade your machine if your machine is so old that it doesn't support TPM and doesn't even have a place to plug a TPM module in. Mike Smith of the Mike Tech Show, he has to use TPM all the time. He's got clients that are, that have FINRA compliance requirements. And so Mike was, since I built Mike's computer, he's like, does this thing support TPM? And I'm like, yeah, here's the card, but you shouldn't need the card. You should be able to go into BIOS and turn on the firmware TPM. Now I see people arguing in the chat if it's TPM 2.0 or TPM 1.2. Yedius, because can you enable TPM during setup and then disable it after you install Windows 11? I don't think you can. I think the whole point of TPM is to encrypt the drive. And if you disable it, then you have an encrypted drive you can't read. But we'll have to try it. I have never, let me be very clear, I have never in my career ever used TPM. Never, not once, never had any need for it. No client has ever requested it. This is and I think Microsoft's going to get a lot of lashback on this because Microsoft is saying this is critical for security. And people are saying, I don't give a damn about my security. If I want my identity to be stolen, that's my choice. So I think Microsoft is right. This is going to cause a lot of people to lose their identities and have identity theft and other forms of ransomware and viruses become worse as, as time goes on. Viruses and stuff like this, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. So if you want to ignore, like if you want to go to war with a spear and your enemies are using missiles that are laser guided, I think you're not going to win that war, and I don't think the war is going to last really long. But it's still your choice if you want to go onto the internet or the battlefield armed with nothing but a spear, meaning an old operating system that doesn't support TPM. That is your choice to do. So there's going to be a lot of pissed off people when they find out that their perfectly good working computer will not support Windows 11 and they will have to replace it if their computer's that old. Or you'll just have to stay on Windows 10 until, it'll expire in, would you say, June
of 2025.
So everything else with Windows 11, they're taking away some stuff. Cortana's not going to be in your face all the time, and they're changing the snipping tool a little bit, and it's mostly stuff I don't even use anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. It's sort of a Windows 10 service pack, basically.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not
in an interface change.
I'm not in a rush
to
get it. So.
And again, it won't release until December, so there's nothing you have to worry about right now. And there's nothing Windows 11 is going to do that Windows 10 doesn't already do, as far as I can tell. It just looks a little prettier or uglier, depending on, the beholder. And
Looks a little more like a Mac, but we didn't say
what?
that.
They've never done that before. Anyway.
Yeah.
So those videos, and I took down some other videos that no longer applied anymore. I realized I still had videos up where things have changed. And if you leave videos up that are no longer true,
Irrelevant.
then you are accidentally misleading people who don't realize that that's an old video.
Right. And
then it gets really confusing and difficult. So it's not about, me hiding anything or I never said I knew exactly what Microsoft was going to do. I said, here's my guess. And the reason I have to guess is because Microsoft will not tell us. Now, if I was that good and I could be 100% right all the time, just imagine how many lotteries I would win.
Well, I'd say that's enough crow eating for you. So,
all right. So hopefully I cleared up the confusion here,
yeah.
and I hope you understand the point of the video, which was
just a guess.
Microsoft encouraging speculation is dangerous because other people will not take their videos down. They won't even think to do it. And in 5 years, someone's going to look at that video and go, oh, I didn't know Windows 11 was going to, and of course it doesn't. So anyway, but here's something else I want to mention. I would rather be wrong than do nothing. In other words, if you're going to sit there on the couch and make all these predictions, but you won't commit to it, like, what are you worried about? Everybody's so afraid of failure. Everybody's so afraid of being wrong. I love it being wrong because that means I'm learning something. Life gets really boring if you know everything all the time. And if I could predict accurately everything in the future, I don't know. And if you do the opposite, like if you refuse to take some risk in life, if you always have to play everything safe all the time, you're not living. That's not life. You have to put yourself out there, good or bad, but at least you're doing something. So I have no shame. I played a game. When you play a game, sometimes you lose. You can't win all the time. And if you did, you probably wouldn't want to play it. So in any event, let me talk about my birthday. Unless there's anything you want to talk about.
No, let's see. I already plugged Toto. My trip was fun. No.
How was the weather in Colorado?
There were a few days where it was 90, 91, where those people were bitching. Oops, excuse me, complaining.
That's all right, you can say that
and
word.
I was laughing, but the nights when the sun goes down is just so cool. We're sitting out on my brother's back patio, and I'm like, oh, if this weather was down in Phoenix, we'd have 10 million people living here, and yeah. And of course, Chad, I had to come home on the Monday of the week. What was that, last week, where we had consistently 115, 116.
We were record-breaking temperatures for that time of year.
A week.
And we don't normally get,
yeah.
So that it's not unusual to get temperatures that high. It's unusual to get the temperatures that high so soon.
In summer, yeah.
Yeah. Well, is it summer? Like was
June, yeah.
Is it June 21st? That's the summer solstice?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So it wasn't even June 21st yet.
Right. So I saw that coming the week as I was getting ready to leave, and that little voice said, "Don't do it. Don't
stay there.
Yeah, stay for one more week." And I just didn't listen to that little voice, and I'd been gone, and I missed Uncle Kerry that much, and so I said,
Don't make me blush.
yeah. So I said, I better get back home, and
Yeah, do you see all the work I saved for you?
yeah. So yeah, no, I'm all caught up.
Looks like I might have missed some contributions here.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. What is this? There's a link somebody's posted. Al has posted a link. Western Digital. Oh, yes. If you have a Western Digital external hard drive, the Western Digital MyBook, or at least the MyBook Live, ARS Technica's got an article posted. In fact, I tweeted this article earlier today. Al was asking in the chat room if it's true. Yes, it is true. And people are complaining they've lost some data. They woke up to find their hard drives erased because there's a virus taking advantage of it. Now look, and I wrote this on Facebook on one of the groups I'm in for techs, because that's where I learned about it. I'm sick and tired of people, because the article says, I'm totally screwed. All the data on my Western Digital MyBook backup was erased. So no data should be on a backup that isn't a duplicate of the same file you have at another location. And a backup needs to be unplugged. You don't take an external drive, plug it in, and leave it plugged in. You're just asking for trouble. All it takes is a wrong click for a virus to infect your system, and it'll go across every connected drive and even attached storage and encrypt it or erase it. So a backup is a copy of a file. It's not a single copy. It is a duplication of things that are important. So if you have important things like your social security card or your birth certificate, I hope you have more than one of those stored in two different places. Things that are important, you need to have copies of. Simply moving the file from your internal drive to an external drive is not a duplicate. Therefore, it's not a backup. However, if at the very least, you unplugged the backup drive, even though you're not necessarily doing it a proper backup, you would not have woken up to find, that your data was erased. So I have been talking about making backups for 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like, if you don't get it by now, you can't claim ignorance anymore.
I back up my main computer's C drive on the 1st of every month, so I'm just in a habit that on the last day of the month, before I go to bed, I plug in, like you said, the external hard drive, and I've got it set to, on the 1st at 5 a.m. or to do the backup. So then when I wake up after a tight 12 hours, it's all
12 hours.
It's all done. So, and then, like you say, I see that it's completed. Unplug it, and I set it right there. So,
but that's still not the best backup. So the best backup would be, like, if you brought it over here and said, Carrie, I'm going to put this on your shelf.
Right.
And then you have another one at home.
Yeah.
So if your house gets burglarized or there's a fire, it just depends how important the data is, right?
Yeah.
So this idea that somebody says, oh, I'm screwed, my life is ruined, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, or the cloud.
If it was that important, use the cloud, use Google Drive, use something.
Yeah. OneDrive, Google Drive.
And, and I think, I'm not sure, let me be very clear because, the internet wants to attack me. Let me just say, I believe that with Windows 11's TPM requirement, that if your drive fails and you don't have a copy of it, I don't think a data recovery service can get that back. But I need to talk to Brian Cometa over at $300 Data Recovery.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, the whole point of encrypting the drive is to secure it.
Yeah.
So if your data gets accidentally erased or your hard drive fails, or your storage drive, whatever kind of drive you have, data recovery companies are making a lot of money because people still to this day aren't backing their stuff up. But I'm wondering if, let's say in 2025, Windows 10 is gone.
Well, it's not gone, but it's just...
Well, support ends for it, and everybody's, let's just say the vast majority of people are using Windows 11. Will Brian have a sustainable business anymore? Because I realize, there's still rate arrays in businesses that need data recovered. But if everybody made their backups, and in fact, this was a question I asked Brian in the interview. I said, if everybody made backups like they're supposed to, you wouldn't have a job. He's like, yeah, that's right.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
But they don't.
And he's like, now, if you don't mind, I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, wow. So even telling people, they don't listen.
Right.
So I have no sympathy. After 30 years, there's nothing else. Anything I say is now a waste of my breath. Because if you haven't heard it by now.
Yeah. And at your age, you have so few breaths left.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just one last dig.
That's
right?
true. Though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Damn it. I hate it when he's funny.
Okay.
Okay. I'm the funny one.
Okay.
And then he's going to say, funny looking.
Yeah.
All right, let's get that out of
Yeah.
there. So I don't know. But we'll talk about more about that in the future. Maybe a month or two. I have some time. I'll talk to Brian.
Yep.
In fact, you know what? I'll be in California. Maybe I'll stop by and visit him.
Yeah. Make a mental note of that, which for you would be quite different.
And the hits keep coming.
Yeah. That's how much I missed you. All right.
The best of Mitch Morrison.
Yeah.
It's 2 pages.
Yeah.
No, hey, I'll tell you what. I was on Etsy. And I shouldn't go on Etsy. It's not, I don't know what it is with me and Etsy, but I see stuff on Etsy I've never seen before. I stumble onto it and I'm like, oh my God, I have to have this right now. There's a technology, I guess it was invented in the 1950s, where it's a vacuum tube essentially that has little it's like little neon, I don't know how to describe it, in it. Oh yeah, Mitch has got one right here. So if we hold it up to the camera, now this is a modern Nixie
There's layers in there.
Yeah, if you look very carefully, you can kind of see the numbers inside of it. And basically it's like a wire. Think of it like neon, and it's a number 1, and then in front of it's a number 2, and in front of it's a number 3 and a 4. and a 5, and then it goes back again the other way. So like it's multi-layered, and it lights up whichever one, you know, it needs to light up, and you can kind of see the outline of the ones in front of it. So anyway, so I'm on Etsy and I'm looking for a clock. And the reason is Mitch and I, or just even me, I don't realize sometimes how long I've been on. Like when Mitch and I do these shows, we try to wrap it up by 5 o'clock. And there's no convenient way for me to see what time it is. There's a little clock obviously on the screen, but it's so tiny and far away. And I've got a clock on the wall, but it's kind of behind all the lights and equipment. So I thought I'd like to get a clock that's big, but not too bright, so I can see exactly how long the show is running and what time it is, because I lose track of time. And I always like something different, something unique. So I go to Etsy and I just type in clock. And I found this. Now this is custom made in the Ukraine. The Ukraine. And, well, here, let me just show it to you. We take the cover off of it. We can just turn this around the other way. Put it back here. Too, but it's something to do. Put this here. Now, I got to tell you, I am not a fan of art in the traditional sense. Typical sculptures and paintings very rarely do anything for me. Like a museum is like torture for me. But this is truly a piece of art. This is a Nixie clock, and it looks like it comes from like the Korean War. That was in the 50s, wasn't it?
Well, that kind of reminded me of an ammo box.
Yeah, but it kind of looks like a communications box
yeah.
that they would use in one of the wars. And this is a clock, an alarm clock, an FM radio, a Bluetooth speaker, and also has a line input on the side if you want to, you know, old school, plug something into it like an amplifier. Now the speakers, they're little tiny rinky-dink speakers, so it sounds exactly like it looks. You're not going to be like, wow, that's great sound. It isn't great sound, but this is really cool. So let me plug it in so you can see what it does. I love this thing.
I thought I see an ignition switch right here, so I figured there was a key that you had to put.
There is a key.
to turn it on, about right there.
Let me give you the keys.
Okay.
And I need an outlet. I don't have anywhere to plug this in, do we? I'll tell you what. Let's put Mitch to work.
Okay.
Because the cord is too short. Let's just have you hold it if you don't mind.
I'll hold it.
So even that, you're too tall. Okay. You have the key. Oh, here's the keys. So I'm going to plug the key in.
You'll have to zoom in the camera.
Yeah. We'll turn it on. And you know what? I'll use this camera over here. Let me switch the camera input. Let's go to
Camera 1 or 2.
there we go. Now I can see you. Zoom in on it. Let me turn these lights off so people can see a little better. There's one light.
Pretty slick.
Let's turn off the other light.
And the one behind me.
And yeah, we'll turn off these lights too.
Ooh.
So so you see right here, this is lit up. It says CL for clock. Go this way, FM radio, and I can turn the dial.
Mm-hmm.
If I go back the other direction, that's off when it's straight up and down. To the right, that's the Bluetooth speaker. You can pair it with your phone. Go to the right again. That is the line input, so you can play audio from the line input.
Okay.
if we go back to the clock again, not only does this turn, but if I push it, it does take a while. When you when you push buttons on this, you have to be patient because it really works like something from the 1950s.
Yeah.
You see these two vacuum tubes are just here for show and they light up, and then the VU meter lights up. And then there's little bars right here, and that's your volume. Now this volume doesn't just go 0 to 10. The volume just spins endlessly, and the more you spin it, the higher up the volume will go. It just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. So if you wanted to sleep, and you wanted this on the bedside table and it was too bright, you just tap the function button and then the lights go out. Now if you want to set the alarm, you just simply press and release the set button, and then you can set the alarm for what time you want, and then push function. Watch how long it takes to move to the minutes. Push function, wait. Then it moves to the seconds. Push function again, and it'll say, what radio station do you want me to? All right. Now, the alarm is programmed, and to turn the alarm on, you flip that switch.
Okay.
See how that lights up?
Yeah.
That turns the alarm off. And so as a little bedside table, again, I turn the lights off. This is very dim. This will display the hours, minutes, seconds, month, day, year. I've never seen anything like this. This is custom built in the Ukraine.
Okay.
It's pricey. It's a little over $300. But I was like, you know what? It's my birthday.
Yeah.
And it's so different. I don't know anybody else that'll have another one of these. And if you look real closely, like that number 3 was right up. Let me zoom in on this. Okay, that's as zoomed in as I can get. And if you notice, when the 3 is all the way at the front, let's see if we can do it. Maybe like, you can see where the 5 is like more forward than the 2.
Right.
It is definitely the most, and I think you can go in 24-hour mode too. I like 12-hour mode. That makes me so happy. Unfortunately, FedEx damaged it.
Okay.
And I contacted the Etsy seller, and he said, I'll send you another one. And I said, well, before you do,
Let me
take it apart.
Take a look. See.
And I look in there, this vacuum tube had broken free and was wedged up in here.
Okay.
So I had to figure out how it comes apart. It's all hand built. It's all custom built. And I just had to reseat it back in its socket. And then this Nixie tube would not light up. And he gives me 2 spare Nixie tubes, because these Nixie tubes do burn out.
Okay.
But you can go online and buy them. But even replacing the Nixie tube, that one right there would not turn on. So I just started pushing on all the connectors, and one of them made a click like that, and then the Nixie tube worked. And then I wrote the guy back and I said, it looks like I fixed it. I didn't want him to be upset with me that I took it apart. And I made a little video of me doing it to send to him in the Ukraine so he could see what I was doing. And he was so thrilled. He's like, I'm so glad you were willing and had the skill to do that.
And Chad, just to let you know, it is quite heavy.
It is not heavy. It is not heavy. Come on now. So while we've got the lights out, here, I'll tell you what, let me move this over here. Oh, and then it's got, this is for the,
Yeah.
when's the last time you saw an antenna like that?
FM, no static at all. All right.
Yeah, Steely Dan.
Yeah.
I love this Nixie tube clock. And they even make Nixie tube watches.
But they're pretty thick. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like an inch tall. So that was birthday present number 1.
Okay.
Now, if you recall, earlier on, I found these little arcade games, little tiny, they're like $20 on Amazon. And they're not exactly, they're really darn close to a real arcade game. There's a switch on the back and you turn it on. There's no boot up time. It's ready to rock and roll. You push the button.
Yeah, Carrie gave me that one, a Pac-Man one. I have it sitting on my desk at home.
Camera won't focus.
Yeah.
It's pretty cute, but it's really unplayable. The screen is so tiny. And the controls are so tiny. Now, I have a full-size Galaga machine at my house, at the office. That was my birthday present when I was 42. You can't find one of those for under $2,000 plus nowadays. It's like between the pandemic and people our age feeling nostalgia and having a little money, they're buying them up. And there's a lot of knockoffs. There's a lot of ones that are fake. And authenticity is really, really important to me. It's important to my channel. It's important in every aspect of my life. If I want to play a video game, which is what got me into computers, I want to play it exactly like it was in the arcade. I don't want like people are, oh, you could download MAME. You don't understand. We didn't play games with a keyboard. We had a joystick and buttons that were a certain size and distance, and that's a major part of the game. So I have a Galaga machine, and the Galaga board in it was failing. And so I had him pull the Galaga board out, and we put this JAMA board in there, which is, I'm sure, of questionable licensing integrity. And it's not exact, but I mean, I can't tell the difference. Like if you're a professional Galaga player, like if you're at that level, I think the frame rate's a little off. But for me, it is exactly to the T, as far as I can tell, the very Galaga I played. And it's got 59 other games like Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaxian, Gyrus, Donkey Kong. And I was going to order another one for this place, but they're 250 pounds. And they sell for like $2,000. And I found a place that was selling a refurbished one for $980. But then there's $450 freight charge. Yeah. And then I got to figure out how to get it in here. And I already have one, so I don't need two. Yeah. So I said, you know what would be cool is if I built my own. But every time I have an idea, I Google it, and somebody else has already had the idea. So I went on eBay, and somebody makes this. Let me explain what this is.
Okay.
This is exactly my Upright arcade game put into a different size box.
Okay.
That's all it is. This guy on eBay, I'm sure it is of questionable legality with regards to the licensing, but I don't care. This is the same exact JAMA board that's in my arcade game at home. It's the same JAMA board that I made a video here on YouTube called How to Build Your Own Gaming Machine for under $100. But it's in a package that's more portable. So this is a tabletop game. It's got a 19-inch monitor. It's an LCD. The real arcade games were CRT. That's why my big arcade at home is still a glass CRT. But the image quality on this is very, very, it's sharper than it ever was in the arcade. And he sells a smaller version of this that's a 17-inch monitor. It's not perfect. You can see this already peeling off down here. This control board sits up on an angle, and I can't see the little bottom part of the screen. Like it says credit 0 down there. You probably can't see it. I would have you tilt it forward, but it's very heavy. So if you're looking down at it, you can see it. But looking straight on, this control board's too tall. Also, when he printed the, I almost said 3D printed. When he printed the graphic here, the right side of the graphic slightly appears on the left side. And there's a little bit of a jaggedness to this left side. And a lot of people say, well, that's really nitpicky. And it's like, well, yeah, it is. Because this is $700.
Ooh.
Yeah. But you got to, what's the cost of a 19-inch LCD? The cost of the JAMA board, the harness, the power supply, the controller, the joysticks. And then you've got, you got to make the cabinet. It's custom made. So when I turn on my arcade at home, this is the screen I get. And look, there's even, if you notice, there's a little spot on that monitor. And I think I'm going to have to take it apart to clean it. You can't see it when the screen is black. So let's give it a shot. There's obviously no way to put a coin in it, so it's free play. So the way you start this is you hit the player 1 button, and now you can select what game you want to play. So the fact that the game says Donkey Kong, those are just stickers and a theme. It doesn't change anything. Since I already have one that says Galaga, I wanted one that said something else. So we start with Ms. Pac-Man, Galaga, Frogger, Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3, Galaxian, Dig Dug, Crush Roller, Mr. Do, Space Invaders, just Pac-Man. There's something called Galaga 3, Gyrus. Oh, I love Gyrus. Tank Battalion, I don't know, I never played that. 1942 was a fun game. Ladybug, I don't know what that is. Burger Time?
And the fact that you know all of these by memory, I'm quite impressed.
No, I'm reading right up here.
Oh, okay.
Right up here.
Okay.
Mappy, I don't know what Mappy is. Centipede, Millipede, Junior Pac-Man, Pengo, Phoenix, Time Pilot. Oh, I forgot all about Time Pilot. Super Cobra, for sure. That was a fun game. Pool or Hustler? Yeah, I never played that. Space Panic, I don't know what that is. There's Super Breakout, good old school Breakout. That's based on the game developed by Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs when they did that Breakout game for Atari back before they became Apple. By the way, that's not the game they created, but it's evolved from that, inspired by that. Rally X or New Rally X, Arkanoid, Kicks or Quicks. That was a really simple game. It's very frustrating and fun. Juno First, Xevious, Mr. Deuce Castle, Moon Cresta. I forgot all about Moon Cresta. Pinball Action. Okay, whatever. There's Scramble. There's Super Pac-Man, Bomb Jack, Shaolin's Road, King and Balloon. I don't know what these are. 1943. Van Car. I don't know what that is. Pac-Man Plus. Dig Dug 2. I don't know what that is. Amadar. Again, I don't know. How about Zaxxon? Puyan. Pleiades. I don't know how to say it. Gunsmoke. Something called The End. 1943. Kai. There's Congo Bongo. Jumping Jack. Ms. Pac-Man 2. That's like a sped up version of the game. Galaga 2 is like a sped up version of the game. That's all these are. So basically duplicates with the settings cranked up. Now the circuit boards for these arcade games used to have dip switches, so you can the arcade operator could decide how many tokens required to play, how many lives you get, typically 3 or 5, how many points you need to get a bonus life, if any at all. Like sometimes you won't get any bonus life. Sometimes rapid fire is enabled, so you can hold the fire button down. You don't have to keep smacking on it. In each game, you can individually set the dip switches. I wish this had a light up marquee. This does not light up. The very first game I played, the very first arcade game, was called Astro Blaster. It wasn't my favorite, but that was the one. I wasn't really interested in Space Invaders and Missile Command. Those things were already out, and I thought they were dumb. But eventually, I started playing other games, and I found this Galaga machine. And the thing about Galaga is, it's like riding a bicycle. It doesn't matter how long it's been since the last time I played. What level do you think I can get to? If I do it right now?
2.
What level was the maximum level you think I could get to?
I would imagine it would go up to 10, yeah.
Let's see. So you hit the player 1 button the first time to go through your selection. Once you've made your selection, hit it one more time. And this is exactly the arcade. I'll try and play. Can they see me if I stand here or no?
Yeah.
Right, can they see the game?
Yep.
Now, it's probably muting the sound. I should probably turn the filter off. Do me a favor. Actually, you know what? Let me turn the filter off for a minute so that people can hear it, because I'm sure it's muting it. And that means we have to go to the speaker options and property filters, and we'll just turn off noise suppression. Okay, now they should be able to hear this along with the air conditioner.
Okay.
All right. And if I stand here and play it,
Yeah, they can.
well, I can't really. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. All right, let's try that. One more time. I think that'll work. That's the guy I want right there. I gotta be careful not to shoot my own ship here. Oops. Oops. Whoops.
Hey, I see Marty Oils in the chat. Hello, Marty. Is that music copyrighted? You think you're going to get? Think you're going to get?
No, there's no problem with that. No! Ah! I missed one. Darn it, darn it, no, no. That's not good. Gosh darn it. You have any idea how many hours of my youth I've spent playing this?
Quite a misspent youth, yeah.
Are you starting to believe me?
Yeah.
Don't let them trap you in the corners. Don't let them do it.
Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Are you allergic to Galaga?
Yeah.
Could be fatal. Ah! Ooh, he's booking. Oh, of course, I got to get to a challenging stage with one guy. No! I did pretty good with one guy. It's not too shabby. That was close. Well, it's going to get a little hairy. No, no. Ah! Ah! Careful, don't shoot my own guy.
Marty says, welcome back, welcome back. It's good to be back, Marty.
Okay, things are going to get serious now. No. Well, that killed both of them. You can't get trapped in those corners. They will come at you. coming down quick. Ah! No, no, no. Out of the corner, out of the corner. One more guy. One more guy. I keep getting free guys. You don't normally get that many players, but every time you heard that little do-do-do-do, that was enough. No. See, now if he captures me, I don't have another guy, so I can't do that anymore. Okay. So, I mean, I haven't played in a while. 192,000, level what, 22 was it? I don't know. So, anyway, I think the highest I ever been was like level 50. (1980s). 1980s. And what's great is, you know, when the game's over, you go back to the main menu. And, you know, if you want to play Ms. Pac-Man. You want to give it a shot?
No thank.
So there's nothing I hate worse than a game that claims to be, let's say, Ms. Pac-Man, and then it's not.
Right. Authentic.
Yeah, then it's not like, it's like a version, like the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man. It was horrible. It was nothing like the arcade. Let me just kill this off real quick and I'll load up, I mean, you gotta see Donkey Kong, right? Because it is a Donkey Kong cabinet. Then I'll move on to the next thing I want to show you. Okay. Oh, wait, let's give me 5 guys. 5 gals, it's Miss Pac-Man. Ah. So again, with all the games, I won't go, obviously we'll be here all day, but I do want to show you the Donkey Kong because it is, after all, the theme of the cabinet. I'm not very good at Donkey Kong. Ah. Oh. Last guy.
Okay.
See if I can at least get through level 1. Jeez. All right, well, I had fun with that. Anyway, let's bring the lights back on. Happy birthday to me. That makes me so happy. I'm so happy. It's exactly as my childhood, well, my teenage years. It is precise. The way it feels, the way it looks, the way it sounds, everything is perfect. Let's go back to the main camera. All right. Now, got some other lights to bring on over here. In this other room, I have shown in the past, this is a quarter arcade, which is double entendre in that these games all took a quarter to play. And this is a precision replica, 1/4 the size of the original upright arcade game.
Okay.
It is precise. The curvature of the panel. It's got a coin door on it, even though it doesn't do anything. On the back, even these little, where am I? These little cutouts are in the original box.
Okay.
It loads just like the original machine where it initializes the screen. And when you play it, well, we can simulate putting a quarter in, and then this has got a rechargeable battery in it. That's one. That is precise.
Tomato paste. Robert Mitch drinks wine. Never had a sip of wine once, and didn't like it. I'm a Blue Moon. Blue Moon beer. That's my.
Now, quarter arcades. These are limited. These are all limited edition games.
Okay.
So when they stop making them, it becomes a collector's item at a very high price. This is exactly replicated. You'll see on the back is different than the back of Galaga because in real life, that's how it was. Once again, we can hit player 1. The graphics, even the instructions and the bezel around the screen, it is authentic to the original in every tiny detail. But wait, there's more.
I knew I picked the wrong day to quit drinking.
This
Is 1/3? No.
is a little smaller. These are made by a company called Numbskull. This is a little smaller, but again, true to everything. But this one, the coin door actually opens, and the marquee lights up. The little player 1, player 2 buttons light up just like the original. So we can simulate putting a quarter in. Oops. Hold on, there's more.
I'm having audio overload, Uncle Ken.
Now this is exactly Centipede
Okay.
with the rollerball and everything right here. And unlike those little keychain ones, this is actually playable, right? I mean, the screen is big enough,
Okay.
so it powers on, and then we can hit player 1. Well, as soon as it powers on here, it takes a minute to load the. Okay, but wait, there's more. Hold on. Can we push this? Well, no, it's going to fall off. That's fine right there. Once again, I want you to notice the design of the cabinets. They're not all the same box. Each box is custom designed to exactly the way the machine was in the arcade, right? Like this is cut out here. This one's on an angle here. This one, haha. Once again, we've got a coin door that opens. These are made by a company called Replicade. And they're a bit smaller. The quarter arcades are a little easier to play. They don't make this anymore. Good luck finding one. Player one here.
You
wait.
You want to know who the real numbskull?
Hey.
At your age, you got to have a hobby. So.
It is exactly like the arcade.
Yeah.
Now, there's one last one. One last one. I want you to imagine it's the 1980s. This is what you do all day as a teenager. You go to the arcade. You couldn't afford one of these at home. You bring $5 if you can. You get 20 quarters. Sometimes you get tokens instead of quarters, but they're worth 25 cents. And games typically cost 25 cents per play. You typically get 3 lives for each quarter. And as you can see, the quality of the graphics gets better. And this guy, who by the way lives here in Scottsdale, he's a cartoonist.
Okay.
And he comes out with a kind of video game we've never seen before. Never seen it before. Let me show you. Because this one is the Piezo Resistance.
I'm having audio overload. I think I may have a
This
seizure any moment.
is my favorite piece of the collection.
Yeah. I will admit, chat, that that one I did spend quite a few quarters at not the arcade, it was some store. No, it was an arcade, that had games, and that one, there was always a line.
Notice how the digital scoreboard, because it's a cartoon,
Yeah.
there's got to be a different way because they couldn't do graphic overlays back then. So there's a digital scoreboard, speakers on each side. The way the machine is cut out and carved out in graphics, 100% identical.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles.
Let me take a tranquilizer. I'll be right back.
What's that?
Let me take a tranquilizer. I'll be right back.
You're gonna miss the most cool thing ever, Mitch.
Okay.
On the back, there's an HDMI port so you can plug this into your TV, and 2 USB ports so you can plug in a controller or a joystick if you want to just set the game to the side and play it on your big screen TV. It's going to look a little fuzzy on a 1080 TV because these games weren't in 1080, right? But you don't have to do anything. You just plug in the HDMI. You remember I mentioned how the back of the machine is 100% identical? Check this out. If you open this drawer, inside, in the actual arcade game, if you worked on these, there's a Laserdisc player. This is an exact replica of the very Laserdisc player that was in that machine, which you wouldn't have seen if you've never seen the inside one.
And I'm so old, I still have a Laserdisc player with movies in my screening room. So.
It comes with a little remote control that would sit on top of the Laserdisc player inside of the arcade for the person that works on it. The Laserdisc player opens up, and there's supposed to be a little Laserdisc in here. Uh-oh.
You lost it? All right.
Well, you know what? It may still be on the box.
No.
But there comes with a little miniature laser. Now, it doesn't work. It's just for looks. And it sits down in there. Got some plastic on there. We'll take that off. It is exactly, see, that's where the remote goes, right in that, this little cutout right here, where the remote.
Morton says time for a blue moon. You got that right.
This is exactly what was inside of the machine.
Yeah.
I mean, this level of detail is crazy.
I will admit, that was my game of choice, and I did get pretty good at that game.
But I wonder where the laser disc is. There's supposed to be a laser disc in here, Mitch. If I don't have it, I'm going to be really upset. I hope it's still in the box, because it's not like you're just going to go online and buy one.
Right.
No one would ever know it was there. Like, you got to be a nerd to really appreciate the. If this wasn't part of the game, who cares, right? It's inside the box. But that's exactly the way the game went together and how somebody would service it.
Yeah.
This is when these were new, they were $120. Now, $400 on eBay, up to $600 if you can find one.
Yeah.
They're all running off an internal battery. This even comes with little tiny tokens.
Okay.
All the replicades are all kind of the same, and then all the quarter arcades are kind of the same. So, happy birthday to me. I bought some of the dumbest crap that I absolutely don't need, but this is so nostalgic and so accurate to the time period.
It brings back your youth.
I have to get
misspent as it was.
I have to get They have a Galaxian.
Okay.
They have a Ms. Pac-Man, a Dig Dug, and they're coming out with a Space Invaders you can order now. And Space Invaders was a cabinet that was it was like this wide, and it was deeper, and the screen was set back. Well, it looks like that's exactly how they're making it,
Okay.
but just at this size. I am blown away by the level of detail. I want to get these guys on and interview them, because like even the coin door lights up, like the little insert 25 cents. And I've turned this off because it'll just chatter, it'll keep going in the demo mode. This makes me so happy. I'm so sick and tired of fake, NES versions of Galaga or not Galaga. And I hope to see a Donkey Kong in this size. I hope maybe they'll even do Space Ace. I better set this down, because if these fall, I'm going to cry. I don't know if you can tell. This is so amazing. The fact that they have a Tempest. Now, granted, the original Tempest had like a little metal controller, and you could spin it. It had like weight to it. You could spin it. And this, they give you this plastic knob, and they give you several of them, because I guess through their testing they must break or something. But just the fact that the Player 1, Player 2 lights up, just like they did on Asteroids and Centipede. Centipede's got a little tiny trackball. They don't make this anymore. They don't make this anymore. They don't make this anymore. They don't make Dragon's Lair anymore. They're limited edition runs, and when they're sold, they're sold. So if you don't know about it and you miss out, if you want to buy one now, you're going to pay 3 to 4 times the original cost. But if you get them when they come out, they're like $120 to $150. And if they weren't so damn accurate, I'd say it's a waste of money. But I spent thousands of hours in the arcade, easily. Hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars, mostly on this machine, but I played all of them. And even the instructions and all the detail on the boards, I've checked it for typographical errors or missing words. I cannot find a flaw. Even the instructions here, it is precisely the way the game was designed and displayed in the arcade. From the side art, the 80s had some of the coolest graphical art on these arcade games. Just very unique, very different. And everything I've seen, for the most part, has left me disappointed, because it's like, that's not really what Tempest was, or that's not really what Pac-Man was. It's kind of like they have these one-up machines they keep selling. I hate those one-up machines. They're horrible, because they're not the way I remember the game. These are precise. I can't express that enough. And they're collector's items, and I imagine they're just going to keep going up in value because they only made one batch, and when the batch is sold, they're gone. But I'm really worried about where that laser disc is now. That does nothing, but I have to have it.
You'll find it.
But I'll do it later. I won't stop the broadcast for that, okay? Watch your step down here, Mitch.
Yep.
They have a little volume control on the back, so you can raise and lower the volume here. On the Replicades, these smaller ones are made by a company called Replicade. They charge through USB, get 4 hours on a charge. I think it's 4 hours. And if this will turn off. There's a brightness control. You can decide if you want the marquee light on or off. So you still have function controls just like the real arcade machine had, but instead of physical hardware switches, I don't know how to get out of the menu though. I think you hold the power button down if I'm not mistaken. There it goes. And then you'll see it says powering off, and then the whole thing shuts off. Okay. So, a complete waste of money? Absolutely.
Numbskull.
But I have to tell you,
Hey, Mikey, he likes it.
what's
All
the
right.
price of happiness?
Right.
You know? And I love how small they are, that it's not going to take up a lot of room if I want to, like what I'm thinking of doing is putting a shelf behind us, and I'll put these on display along with maybe some of the previous builds and stuff we've done on the channel. And if they keep coming out with more of them, I'm going to keep buying them and keep building the collection. But I'll get them when they're 120 bucks. That Dragon's Lair was $400, and it was a bargain. Like I'm telling you, the fact that that Dragon's Lair sold for $120 was a steal. If I had known, I would have bought it. So, complete waste of money, but it does bring me some happiness. And maybe you don't know that they existed. They're still out there. And I'm going to do a video with this other YouTube channel called Gen X Grown Up. And there's George and I can't think of everybody's name. I don't know, John, George, Paul, Ringo. But these guys are really cool guys. They do a lot of retro game reviews, and they talk a little bit about what life was like in the 80s and the things you dealt with as a kid, latchkey kids, and stuff that was cartoons that were on TV. And so I'm going to work with them on a collaborative video, and we're going to do something together. So if you haven't checked out Gen X Grown Up, it's a fun YouTube channel. If that's something that's of interest to you, be sure and check them out. So, okay. I'm sweating. And you see the mini ones, I've got Ms. Pac-Man. And you'll see these don't have control board labels. They all have the same button layout. They're not accurate to the real game, except the artwork is similar. Let's see, we had Dig Dug, Galaxian, Galaga,
Then I have a Pac-Man.
and Frogger.
Home,
And you've got one of these little Pac-Man?
at home at my desk.
And you can get these on Amazon. They're like 20 bucks, but they're really not very playable. They're just kind of showpieces or tchotchkes. The fact that they're playable. I mean, think about it. These machines were 6 feet tall, weighed 250 pounds. And that was the latest technology in the 1980s. And we can more or less emulate that now and hang it on a keychain. That is evidence of evolution in technology. I can't believe that they can cram the game and the controller and everything when it was a 6 foot tall machine. And like Dragon's Lair, that was probably a 350 pound machine. And then the sit down ones, remember the sit down arcades? Those are like 500 pounds. They're just not easy to move those around.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to follow up with a local arcade here called Starfighters Arcade. It's in Mesa by Falcon Field Airport. And it's in an industrial park, and it's this gigantic arcade. They must have hundreds of both stand-up arcades and pinball machines. And one of the co-owners agreed to let me interview them, but I've been waiting for the pandemic to end, and so I hope to be able to do that soon. I got my shot, my Moderna,
That's why
so I'm on my way.
That's why you're sweating. Huh?
Yeah, I'm on my way to being fully vaccinated. I'm
Yeah.
still,
28 days away.
I still want everybody to stay 6 feet away from me regardless, from now on.
Well, do you want to start putting those away so that are back to where you had them?
I probably should before something
Yeah.
happens.
Because I'll tell you where you can put them.
One man's trash is
Yeah.
another man's treasure. I don't, I mean, you know, it's going to bother me now if I don't find that laser disc.
It'll be around.
These are my favorites, though. It's just big enough to play it.
Yeah.
The screen and the bezel on the screen, it's so perfect. It's perfect.
So while he's doing that, chat, it's time for a little segment we call Joke of the Day. Let me think. Oh, why did the whale cross the ocean? To get to the other tide. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, Uncle Kerry, don't forget to, you got to turn the suppression back on. You know how you flicked it off?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to hear the AC pretty good. What is it today in Phoenix, Chad? Anybody know? Can't be more than 114.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's Africa hot.
Yeah. Been a good birthday, Mitch.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so happy.
Well, that's good, because at your age,
I got my childhood
yeah.
friends
You
staying
ta-
with me forever now.
you take that second shot, and you're gonna start howling at the moon. So,
It was a full moon the other day. Did you notice?
yeah. Did somebody? Oh, Ron says it's 110 in Sun City. That's, what would you say, Kerry? Is that about 25 miles away from us here in Scottsdale? So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and
Did you ask me something?
Yeah. I will tell you, chat, this is kind of exciting news. Sometime in September, probably mid-September, no, there you go. You got to find that laser disc.
gotta know, man.
Okay.
Let's move these out of the way.
And you're certain you saw the disc, or you don't know?
That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, who told you that there was the disc in there?
I saw a video review on YouTube.
Oh, and the guy had the little disc?
So I might have been so anxious that I took it out of the box. It's a cool box.
Okay.
But I might have been so anxious that I didn't look for it. Oh, they give you this really cool keychain
Okay.
that is to scale. If you push on it, it lights up. Get
Okay.
a weight on that. It's like made of cast iron or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, so there's this bag, and the bag has little tiny tokens. You see the token?
Okay.
There's like a couple tokens in there.
Yeah.
There's a sticker of the girl, and then there's instructions, and maybe there's a laser disc. There better be a laser disc in here. Aha!
Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah. Here.
All right. Is my mic? Oh, sorry, I had my mic up. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know I had switched it off. All right. Let's see.
Take that disc and shove it in the appropriate
Orifice.
slot. No, slot. Pretty sweet.
It's a tiny disc.
Okay.
How do you get it out?
Don't break it now. Yeah. I still have a laser disc player. Isn't that amazing? Still works, too.
There it is.
What have I got? Pioneer CDL? This
Oh.
laser CLD 1090, I think. Yeah.
I cannot
Okay.
believe how.
Now you're happy.
Now,
You put
now
the
here's
box
the
in.
little. Again, everything is to the right scale of quarter size, so it's a quarter size quarter.
Okay.
Wait, I gotta. That needs to go in the Laserdisc player
Now.
because I don't want to lose it.
And
again.
while he's doing that, chat, what I will tell you here in September, I have the opportunity to stay in an apartment for free in New York City, right on Manhattan, and kind of one of my life's, on my bucket list, was to run around at night to some of the comedy clubs and do open mic nights of the comedy clubs. And so I am in the process of writing 7 new minutes of material, and
Oh, yeah?
and I will kind of polish it by performing it here before I go, and then about mid-September I'll go to Manhattan for 2 weeks in my cousin's apartment, and she won't be there, and run around that night doing comedy, and then of course all the touristy things during the day, the big library and Statue of Liberty. I've been to New York a couple of times already, but never for that great length of time. You dropped it.
My little Laserdisc player, my little remote.
Yeah.
Let's get the Laserdisc in it.
The newer of the Laserdisc players, you put the disc in, and then the thing used to go to the end and flip around, so you didn't have to take the disc out and flip it. I still have one of the older ones where you had to play one side, the side ended, then you ejected it, flipped the big silver disc over, and put it in. And so, yeah, amazing that mine still works.
I guess these are spare rubber feet in case they come off. USB charging cable. I guess
You want to keep the box, though, don't you?
Of course. I mean, it's a collector's item.
Yep.
And it is a extremely limited production. It's not like they made a million of them. So, a lot of people, when they're collecting things like Beanie Babies, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
The only ones that are worth any money are ones they didn't make very many of. And you never know which ones those are until it's already done, right? It's a gamble. It's a risk.
Yep.
But they all come in nice boxes.
Okay.
And I love that this is now complete. And you know what? Let's try something here, Mitch. Let's grab an HDMI cable and let's plug it in to the back. Now, you said you played this one before, right?
I did as a kid, yeah.
Let's see how well you can do.
I don't even
Oh, come on.
remember. It's probably been 40 years.
Oh, he's already making
Oh,
excuses.
and chat, I will, before I go there in September, I certainly will get a lot of your suggestions, as to the best pizza or best Italian, where to go
Dragon's Lair.
to eat.
A fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Okay, are you ready?
I guess, what are the buttons? I know what the joystick does, but
So you got to put a quarter in.
Dragon's Lair.
So you push the coin button.
Become a valiant knight on a quest.
Select one or two players. So the top button is 1.
okay.
Or you think you have to hit it twice? I think it's 2 coins. No, not that player button, the coin button.
Oh,
It's 2 coins. There you go. Now, give that a shot.
many lives do I get?
5.
Oh, drink. How about if I go in here? That was no good. One more? Okay. How about if I go this way? Okay, yeah.
So this game is all about timing.
Yeah. Well,
So
that
let
was
me,
quick.
let me give it a shot.
Okay.
I was never good at this game. Whoops. Oh, I had to hit the fire button. Whoops. Well, I'm not better than you. Wait, I gotta do it again. One more time. One more time. Boy, the timing has got to be. Here we go. Oops. I knew I did the wrong thing there. I don't know why I did that. Forward. Fire. Oh, come on. I hit fire. Come on. Okay, if I can't do this, then I'm just going to quit. Oh, I forgot I had to jump. Darn it. I think that's it. Okay, well, that was fun. I just had to do it.
A fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard.
Okay.
As inhabited with treacherous monsters and obstacles.
We're a little out of practice, you and I.
Yeah.
I think we need to work on that.
Dirk the knight.
Dirk.
Who's the dork playing?
Dirk.
The dork playing. Me and you, Smedley. All right.
Ooh, I worked up a sweat on that one. All right, let's see what we've missed in the chat here. Let's take a look.
The drugs are finally kicking in, so let's.
I'm going to look through the chat here, see what we got, what we missed. Scott says happy birthday. A lot of happy birthdays out there. Thanks to all of you. I'm not going to name everybody because there's a lot of you in there, but thank you to all of you.
Is your mic off, or was that my, no? That was probably previously. So
Check 1, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
good. You want to put the?
AC's drafting with $20 contributes. Says happy birthday, Carrie. Yeah, put the filter back on.
on.
Yeah. Put noise suppression back on so you don't have to hear that air conditioner or anything. There we go.
Yep.
Oystein, 150 Norwegian krona, says happy birthday, Carrie. Thank you so much, Oystein. Thanks for your continued support and the happy birthday. Appreciate that very much. And Bob Shoemaker's in there. He says happy birthday.
Oh, I will tell you, Chad, after 3 weeks, I was a bit nervous when I got home that my motorcycle wouldn't start up, and
What?
sure enough, I mean, she fired right up. I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning as with sun up, because it was the coolest part of the day, and fired it up. Probably drove the neighbors insane because it's a loud bike, but went for a ride for about an hour and a half, and was impressed that it fired right up after 3 weeks. Not that I thought that the battery would be dead, but that was good news, because that's the only time you're going to catch me riding. It's probably every 2 weeks to fire it up and get up at 6 and out the door by 6:15, which will be the coolest part of the day, and just go for a nice little ride until October.
I thought you said it didn't start up. Did I mishear you?
No, it did.
Oh,
Yeah,
it did. I thought you said it did.
Yeah. Turn your hearing aid up, old man. All right.
Turn my. What time is it?
Yeah.
What kind is it?
What kind is it?
I got a new hearing aid. What kind is it? About 12:30.
What flavor is it? Lime. All right.
Let's see. Oh, Mortmont sent a gift card for $53. Amazon.
nice.
Thank you, Mortmont.
Nice.
And Luke Greenia contributes his usual $20.
Ah.
He's probably tapping his foot going, remember you said you were going to send me that computer? I haven't had any time, but more about that later.
Yeah.
And then Fred sent $25 Amazon gift card, says, happy birthday. I still have 15 years on you. Love your shows and keep up the good work. Well, thanks, you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
These arcade games don't grow on trees.
Yeah.
No, I have 2 more systems. Like that lawyer's office, I
Right.
did the 4 builds.
Yep.
I upgraded. I just did the video about upgrading the 1.
Okay.
Now they want to upgrade 2 more of those old ones.
Okay.
And I found a used from Amazon Warehouse H370 HD 3 gigabyte motherboard.
Which is in the other ones. The other,
Yeah, so
because
they're
you're
all going to be the same part.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to have to find another one, but they don't need it right away.
Okay.
But I checked today, and there was another used HD3. And remember, I'm getting it from Amazon Prime, so if there's any problems, I can send it back. But times have changed. I would never sell used parts, never. But I'm having such good luck with these Amazon warehouse parts.
Returns. Yeah.
Yeah, that I am more than happy to honor the warranty, the same as a new build. I do tell the customers, this is the only, if you want them all the same, this is the only way I can do it.
Yeah.
And it was only $70. So I ordered that today. And what I do, here's my little tip from your Uncle Kerry. When there's something I want on Amazon, I add it to my wish list. And every day, as part of my routine, I log into Amazon, I click on my name in the top right corner, and I click wish list. And it brings up everything I'm watching.
Okay.
And I check the price
And if it's
and
available.
availability.
Yeah.
And underneath the price, it'll say used and new available from, if there's anything there. And so I just looked there. Yesterday, there was Amazon Prime, right, from June 21st to the 23rd, I think. Amazon Prime Day, where they have a bunch of sales on stuff.
Okay.
And, I'm a big fan of these SanDisk 1 terabyte flash drives.
Yep.
And they were $180, and now they're $208. The price went up about a month ago.
Jeez.
But Amazon Prime Day had them on sale for like $140 or $130, I can't remember. And you can only buy 2, so I bought 2. And they also had numerous processors on sale for Amazon Prime Day. So they had, I got a 9700K to go with the H370,
Okay.
but it would only let me get 1. So I called a friend of mine. I said, would you order one of these for me? And then I'll just pay you back. And in fact, I just sent him the Amazon. I took the Amazon gift cards that I had. I said, tell me what the total amount is. And then sent that total amount as an Amazon gift card to them.
Okay.
And then when they get it, I'll just go over there and pick it up. And that takes care of the lawyer's office, right? So
Okay.
now they're getting a discounted price. All the machines are going to be the same. Somebody wants to know where you can buy this. Like I said, the legality of the ROMs, the licensing is questionable. This is clearly a small-time operation, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn cool. And they make a smaller version that's a 17-inch LCD. This is a 19-inch LCD. Go to eBay and type in tabletop Donkey Kong.
Okay.
That's how you can find them. They're, depending on the size of the screen, you're looking somewhere between $400 to $600. Then there's sales tax and about $50-$60 in shipping. This is heavy. But it works well. It works well enough. I wish that they paid a little more attention to the detail. But maybe Gen X grown up and I can do something like that, where they have some skills in 3D printing and woodworking. Right. I have electronic skills, and together maybe we'll build a better version of this. More contributions came in, Mitch.
All right.
There's Stan Ristoff, £1.99. Says circus music, please. And Glenn's Music with $11.11 Australian says Windows 11, Return of the Holzman, coming to PCs this winter. Happy birthday. May the forced updates be with you. Yeah. And John Jack Wilson says, happy birthday, Uncle Kerry, and welcome back, Mr. Toto.
Thank you.
Right on. Thanks, Jack. Robert Malavich, Malavic, is it Malavic or Malavich? Contributes $10 and says, happy birthday, Kerry.
Rick wants to know what kind of motorcycle. It is a 2014
Tonka.
Suzuki
Fisher Price.
MR109 Boulevard. And so
Boulevard.
People call it kind of the Bumblebee.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah, Suzuki
Boulevard. And then
MR1.
look at the images.
Yeah, MR109.
It looks like someone took a crotch rocket and a hog and they put them together.
Yeah.
It's a really cool looking bike.
Let's see here.
I still don't have my Tesla though. My friend is getting his Tesla tomorrow. He wants me to take him to go get his Model Y. I'm not sure he's going to be my friend anymore. He's not allowed to get a Tesla before me.
Okay.
I don't even need the damn thing. Oh, he's got a picture.
How can I?
Here, let me give you the right screen there, Mitch. Hold on. Here we go. Now you can see. There it is.
There she is. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, only had 10,000.
You really can't see how nice that bike is because you got to look at it from the
right,
front.
and the owner kind of did a lot of stuff to it, so it's not. Yeah, it looks a lot meaner, and he wants me to go with him, Kerry, in November 7th and 8th down to Rocky Point. There's going to be a big motorcycle kind of rally down there for the weekend, and so that's about I think he said that's a 5-hour drive down there, something like that.
Sounds probably about.
And so,
are you sweating? Is it just me?
it's just you. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Is your left arm tingling? Do I need to call 911? Because I certainly am not giving you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I'll just.
What do I do?
Yeah.
You got to give him mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, what did the doctor say, Mitch? The doctor said you're going to die.
What else?
Yeah, I wouldn't be going to Mexico. I've heard too many stories, especially if there's a traffic accident.
Yeah.
The
I would have.
federales, you know.
Yeah, I would have to get special insurance.
And the pandemic. It's just
special insurance.
Well, you enjoy that without me, okay? And
Yeah.
you just make sure you let me know where the will is.
Mitch, is that a shaft drive? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that.
It doesn't have a belt, does it?
That is no. But she is loud. Huh. You know. What'd you say? No, I listen to music and I can take phone calls and stuff through my helmet. So, yeah.
David Martinez says, Kerry, I just sent you a $50 Amazon gift card.
Ooh.
Man, it's my birthday. Is it my birthday? Holy cow, look at that.
That was on Wednesday.
Luke Greenia says,
Get
sent you
over
$20 via PayPal. Would have been more, but you're holding my computer hostage and I need to save up for the ransom. So I guess Luke didn't hear me say that a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
But thank you, Luke. I did read it out loud. Thank you so much. And as soon as I can get to it, I promise I want it out of here as badly as you want to have it in there.
Yeah. Luke, I'll crack the whip on Uncle Kerry. We'll get that to you.
It needs cable management basically, and I just haven't had time. I've had so much work pile in because everybody's going back to the office.
Office now, yeah.
So once I finish, like to your left, Mitch, there's a couple of computers down there.
Mm-hmm.
Those are ones that are similar to the upgrade I just did last week.
Yep.
That are the LIII cases, and I'm going to replace those again with the H370 HD3. So all those computers will be identical.
Yep.
And then there's one more over there. So that's a total of 9 computers I've done for them.
Okay.
And they'll be good for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
We're also upgrading the NAS, which is why there's a rack-mounted Synology here. I need to make a video about that later. And then there's another business they're also upgrading, and I'm helping them. They're all happening at the same time.
Okay.
And then once those 2 are done, I never hear from these folks aside from maybe a question now and again. So this is major upgrade time. Once it's done, they're good, like I said, for at least 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
So then I have the next, that opens up my schedule to go back to doing what I was doing, and I'm still not taking on any new work from anybody unless they're a pre-existing customer, right?
Yep.
I'll take care of my existing,
Right.
but I'm not taking on any new customers. I am still buried, and it's damn near impossible to get parts.
Right.
I mean, thank goodness these people are sending these motherboards back to Amazon, because these motherboards should be, like, if they're available, instead of being a $120 motherboard, it's like $272. They're starting to gouge now because of the limited supply. So the fact that somebody sent something so valuable back and they reduced the price on it to like $70, it's a steal.
But you've got parts to where we could do one of those little builds. I always get those confused. Are those mini or
Mini
micro?
ITX, but the problem, I was going to do the Mini ITX and realized I didn't have a small form factor power supply.
Oh.
But I do have one back at Studio A, so I picked that up and I have it here now.
Okay. All right.
So we have everything to do that.
To do that.
Yeah. And then we still have a couple more of those LIII, not LIII. I have a couple more of the Silverstone cases that we were building the giveaways in for like Mort Mont
Yep.
and Tony Wallow and Luke Greenia. And of course, we've got that LIII case for Ryan in Las Vegas to finish up.
Yeah. And you've got all the parts for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, both Ryan and Luke's are done. I have to do the cable management. It's going to take 2 or 3 hours on each one for that.
Yeah.
And then I can FedEx them out and get them out of here. And then we still have to do the cable management on Xenos, and we have to do the cable management on, oh, you know what? Since you're here,
Okay.
let's do this. Let me turn this off. Since you're
You can't lift that alone, can you?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's maybe 50, 60 pounds.
You
50,
got
60.
you're wearing your hernia belt? You sure?
I'm trying to think where I'm going to put it though.
Oh.
I could put it on the counter over here. Let me see if I can move some items out of the way.
Seriously, how much does this weigh, do you think? 50 pounds?
I think it's between 50 and
And
60 pounds. It's not too bad. It's, again, if I had to do this again, I think I'd get the smaller 17-inch screen.
Okay. Here, let me take this off. So when you,
All right, you get the heavy stuff.
yeah. Okay. Steady now.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay.
50.
Yeah. Don't trip over camera one. All right.
Okay.
Oh, it's from Funtime Classic Arcade.
Oh, there you go.
Dear Stupid, congratulations on your purchase. You truly are one of the few numbskulls dumb enough to go back to your youth.
Did they spell it correctly, though? There you go. If you guys want to call and order one.
Shazam.
Oh, I got hiccups now.
You're just falling apart. You're sweating. You got the hiccups.
Probably because I got that vaccination. I think I'm autistic now.
Yeah. Moderna. I went with Pfizer.
Well, you know, I looked that up. I said, which one's better, Pfizer or Moderna? And the CDC said, whichever one is available to you first is the best one for you. So this isn't going to be big enough, so I need to move this out of the way. Now,
We're not
I need
putting RoboCop's foot on there, huh? Oh.
You ready?
Hey, steady now. No, wait a minute. I went to the gym yesterday, but I didn't do squats. All right.
You didn't do squat at the gym?
No, I didn't do squats. I did shoulders. Ugh. I'll be back. All right.
All right.
All right.
I'll get back here because I'm small and I can get back here.
You said it. I didn't.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, it's all right. It's not a
Let's see.
secret. Just please don't step on my
no. Well, can't we like move that and roll it out?
You're so
Well,
lazy.
I mean,
I want to see you work.
it's so heavy. I don't want to sweat.
All right.
Do it easy. now.
Jeez. Try and get free labor out of somebody and they give
okay.
you excuses. Let's just slide these out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Sound effects chat.
What am I hung up on here?
I don't know. I'll hold a stack and you. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's like a
Yeah.
tower of motherboards.
There you
All right.
One RoboCop's foot coming up. All right. Probably, yeah, be easier from this side.
Is this a Trojan computer where they bring it inside and then we all jump out of it and attack?
Yeah. You go around the other side.
Let me move this stuff back before we trip on it.
Can I take the cover off?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, it's hot.
Matt says have a beer and a smile. I'll have 2 beers and 2 smiles. That's later.
All right, here we go.
Now wait a minute. I got to bend by the knees. You know.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I don't know where to grab.
Do you feel this up here? Right there?
Yeah.
And then if you feel the bottom of the foot,
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
Together? Up. Just set it down.
Yeah.
Nice and gentle.
Yeah.
And we'll slide it, push it.
my hand. Okay. Yeah.
Slide
How's
forward.
that? Yeah.
Perfect.
We're on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, now let me move this dolly out of the way
Right.
so you don't trip on it. What is this on the ground? Huh, it's a washer or something.
Now, folks, you don't get this kind of entertainment on other channels. Okay.
You don't get this kind of entertainment on this channel.
On this channel. All right. Okay. Steady. All right. Ooh.
Okay.
You're crushing your keyboard here.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
I'll take care of that in a second. How did I do that?
I don't know. Here, let me lift it and you get it. It wasn't bad, but there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'll work on that tonight. It's all done. I just have to cable it up.
Isn't she a beauty? I'm talking about me, not you.
You call yourself a she?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
save that discussion for another day.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what Mitch refers to as Robo's Cop is a Cougar branded Conquer case. This is all RGB lighting that lights up and moves, and there's an RGB fan that breathes. And then I got G-Skill, Trident Z RAM, just like what's in here. And then I've got the giant Cougar branded 360 millimeter liquid cooler. It's a 10900K with 64 gigs of RAM and no graphics card at the time. I think I'm going to put a 3070 in here.
Okay. So all in, including the case, what are you thinking? 5 Gs?
Well, the video card, unfortunately, is I got lucky and I paid $580 for it. Now, trying to get that card is probably $1,300 or more. And, this has onboard video, so I really could just use onboard video. I don't have to put a graphics card in it.
But again, if you're...
But I've got it, and I don't want
yeah.
to sell it. The reason
No.
I don't want to sell the graphics card is I'm going to have to sell it at market price. Because if I don't, what's to stop the person I sell it to from reselling
selling
it
it after you
and
sell
doubling or tripling their money?
Put
So I don't want to play the game.
No, bounce it in there.
And I've got the current 3070 in that Be Quiet build you and I did. Mm-hmm. I still have to find a buyer for that if anybody's interested. And that, what is that, an AMD 5950X, I think. But unfortunately, that doesn't have built-in video, so I'm going to have to put some kind of GPU in that. But this one, I don't have to.
But anybody interested can go back and look at the Be Quiet build, right, that we did and see what motherboard, what
just
CPU,
search my channel for Be Quiet. You'll see it's a really nice build with a Be Quiet liquid cooler in there. And it's an AMD, I want to say 5950X. I've been so busy. I will go back, like the old streamer, I need to clean it up. Mm-hmm. That's, what is it, an AMD Ryzen 3950. And I need to clean it up, get all the dust out of it, take the capture card out of it, reinstall Windows Fresh and Clean, and then I'll offer that on sale. Because I'm never going to use it again. Like this streamer right here is doing so well.
Right.
This one I built as a spare streamer. The Xenos is built as another spare streamer.
Yeah, so you're...
And then I still have the tube computer and the spaceship computer.
Yeah.
And those are ones that I'm not looking to sell. But as for the Be Quiet, and there's a couple other Corsair 200Rs. I think I still have about 8 Corsair 200R
And then
cases.
what was that one that we did before I left? Muzak? Musetics or something like that?
Yeah, I've got 3 of those, but I'm giving those away to my most generous contributors.
Okay.
Yeah. And those are a real pleasure to work on. I'm very impressed with what those cost. And then there's the Kadir's case, which is to your right on the floor. Mm-hmm. That thing is a hot dog. It is just... looks really nice, but you don't want to see how it's
I
made.
watched the video, yeah.
Yeah.
It was...
Where's Nutty? Is he back there? Nutty! Yay! Hey, there's Nutty.
I was sleeping.
Did you miss Mitch, Nutty?
I was sleeping because you bore me to tears, Uncle Gary.
I'm sorry, did somebody say I can't? Where's that coming from? Do we have pest control? I'm sorry, did you say something, Nutty?
No. All right.
That's
there
what
he
I
is.
thought.
There he is.
All right. Do I still have the new AMD Threadripper computer? Yeah, that Threadripper, Thready's Revenge, is completely finished. Cable management's done. It's 100% perfect. So I took it out of Studio B. I brought it back to Studio A. I draped a towel over it because Studio A is very dusty. And it sits.
And that's different from the original Thready with all the names on it. That's what you call...
That's using
that's Thready 1, right?
That's the original Thready.
Thready, yeah.
That's in a NZXT H710 case. Is it 710? And then the Thready's Revenge is in an Antec Torque 2, which is a case this size. Kind of looks like a motorcycle. It works perfectly. It is 100% done. Nothing remains to be done on it, but I have no use for it. Mm-hmm. And that's got an RTX 3090. You know how much that is worth? That's about a $6,000 computer. And because I'm so busy, I don't have any time to do anything with it. There's nothing else to do to it, but I don't need it for anything. So it's sitting basically in storage.
The one I like, Chad, that Carrie built was the mini helicopter. That one I really thought was
we have that one to finish too.
was pretty sweet. That was somebody you would be proud to set that on your desk. You wouldn't want to put that on the floor because, I mean, people would come in and go, whoa. So do you have a graphic card in that? I forget whether you put one in there or not.
I can go look. I don't think I did. I think I'm using all Intel so I can use onboard.
On board, yeah.
But
that
put a
one,
graphics card in it.
Yeah, that just...
No.
I'm not a big fan of RGB, but the look of the little case and was, yeah.
I did not put a
good.
graphics card in it.
Okay. Do you have lemonade in the fridge? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't drink that crap. All right.
On,
So,
on that note, okay.
if anybody's got any questions for me, I'll do my best to provide answers with you, and then we'll probably wrap it up, making an early one today. Just a fun little hangout birthday session here, and
We'll go off and do some day drinking. Just kidding.
I've got some graphics cards I could put in it, but it's the whole point of it, wasn't to build a gaming machine, and if graphics cards, if I could just buy them whenever I wanted one, of course it would have one. The graphics cards I've got, the GPUs I've got about 6 of them here.
Like gold.
Yeah, and that's,
Yeah.
but a couple are like 1660s, 1650s, couple 2080s, couple 3070s. That's pretty much it. That's all I have. I think there's a 1080 around here somewhere. But I don't really build gaming machines. Nobody really calls me and says, can you build me a gaming computer? I'm dealing with lawyers' offices, people that actually work for a living that need something reliable. This is how I make a living. And a lot of gamers want to build their own machines, or they buy pre-builts or buy consoles. And parts are so hard to get right now. Like I said, I have to sell GPUs at market price. So I'd rather not sell them. That's my situation.
And then again, not that I'm a gamer, but because of my screening room, I had my eye on that new PlayStation. But like you said, the second they came out, they're gone. I mean, they just get
trying to get one.
Trying to get one. And
You can still get one. Like if you want to get up early in the morning, as soon as the store like Best Buy opens, you could probably get in there and get one right away. But like I don't have time. There's just no time.
And Chad, I'm on the fence. My buddies, you don't want the PlayStation, you want the Xbox One, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, everyone who's a gamer seems to have a PlayStation, and so I don't know about the Xbox One, but I'm like,
I saw the new trailer for Halo 5 because the E3 convention was just Expo was on. It's got Nathan Fillion in it, and that makes me want to buy an Xbox One.
Okay.
Is it an Xbox One? Anyway, I don't know. But for gaming, rewind this video about 45 minutes ago. These aren't games like Call of Duty that you play them, you get to the end and you're done. These are games you will play your whole life and probably never master them. And there's a real serious, there's plenty of lawsuits going on right now for people claiming they have the high score on Donkey Kong and stuff like that. They're ongoing lawsuits. To this day, if you search for The King of Kong, there's a great documentary. And there's another documentary called The History of Video Games. Games like Galaga, you're never probably going to win it. Getting to the end level of Donkey Kong is probably something you'll never do. These games like Call of Duty and you play it for about 3 hours. If you're good at it, you get through it and you're done with it. You move to the next one.
Matt Power says he's got both. And guys and gals, not that I'm a type A like Chuckles over here, but it's just I'm afraid that once I start where I'm just they're addicting. The fact that you got the headset and you can play with people all over the world.
If you got nothing else to do, it's a great waste of wandering your time.
And I'm like, when the weather's nice here, October through say end of April, I want to be outdoors and riding a motorcycle or pedaling a bike, and so it's now June, July, August, and September. These 4 months when it's 112. Okay, then you want to be inside, play the video games, but what are they? The games are $75 a pop, aren't they? $60 to $80 a pop per game, and I'm like, jeez.
But that's what they cost in the 80s. When you had an Atari 2600, those Atari 2600 carts were like $50, and that $50 was 1980s $50.
Yeah.
So in a way, games are cheaper now, and far more complex. But let me put it to you this way, especially for the kids watching. I'm still playing Galaga to this day. I don't think you're going to be playing Call of Duty in 30, 40 years. I really doubt it. Like, I can continue to play Galaga over and over and over. I can play Donkey Kong. All these old school arcade games there's a reason why games like Call of Duty don't exist in an arcade. They just don't have the long-term, what's the word for it? they don't have any stability to them. They're very fickle. They're very of the moment.
I will tell you that flight simulator stuff, though. I mean, they've come a long way
Yes,
on that.
but they're
where,
so
you know,
complex, so
Yeah.
complicated. Like you literally have to know how to fly a plane.
plane, yeah, to do them.
But hey, if that's your thing, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you don't have to know how to do anything to play Galaga or Donkey Kong. They're very simple games.
Right.
Some are pattern-based games. It's about memory. If you know the patterns on Pac-Man,
Yeah.
you don't have to have any skill. Dragon's Lair, it's a pattern-based game. Once you recognize the level you're on, you just have to remember which motions and get the timing right. And sometimes they flip the level the other way, like they flip the frame, so everything's backwards. And then you have to do everything the same pattern the opposite way. So I don't know. For me, those are real. That's a man's game.
Well,
these other
yeah.
games, I don't.
Well,
they're fun for a while.
And the
but
fact that either both of them, I still have a Oppo Blu-ray player. I don't have a 4K player, and the fact that the PlayStation, its drive was 4K, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I got to buy either a standalone one.
why?
that's this much,
Who
or,
watches
you know.
Blu-rays anymore?
I,
Sorry, should have known the answer to
Yeah.
that. All right, let's take a look at. Let's see if anybody asks me any technical questions that I can answer here.
and if not, we'll end early because it's his birthday.
Where do you even see arcades? I just mentioned there's an arcade.
Yeah,
In fact, I'm going
yeah.
to go get a tour. There's a couple here in Phoenix. We have
Yeah.
a bar in downtown Phoenix called the Cobra Arcade Bar. Google it. It's really cool. There's also, I don't know, there's got to be a dozen of them over here in Phoenix. But the biggest one, the one that's the most authentic to the way I remember it because of the scale of it, the size of it, is Starfighters Arcade. You can go on Facebook or just Google it. It's huge.
Well, if you interview that guy down in Mesa, I want to go. I'll work the camera while you while you two guys walk.
Oh, I am definitely going to take, because I'm going to challenge him on a game of Galaga.
Yeah, and I'll camera, and you guys can walk and talk, and he can. Is he willing to take you through the warehouse and show you all those pinball?
Well, we won't go to the warehouse. We'll go to the arcade,
Right, yeah.
and we'll go before it opens. They're only open.
Okay.
It's like $11 a person. Friday and Saturday is when they're open.
Okay.
From 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And all the games are on free play. So you pay your $11, you do pinball or whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Air hockey, sweet.
I don't know if they have air hockey there,
Because I am.
because that takes up a lot of room.
Because I am the king of that.
No, I am.
No.
That's the other thing I'm really good at.
Yeah, you would not even be in my league. That's what I spent my misspent is air hockey. Those angles, both.
You're an old man.
forehand
and I will kick
and back.
your ass.
Well, the
know, movie-
gauntlet's been laid.
Do you know what? What movie that's from? Did you ever see Weird Science?
Yeah,
You're old and out of shape, and I'll kick your ass.
yeah.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Okay.
James Duffy contributes 10 Australian dollars. Hi, Carrie. Happy birthday, and good to see you, Mitch. I missed you. Great Donkey Kong. Where have the 80s gone? Carrie, you could do a Raspberry Pi build for under $15. I already did one, Dom.
Yeah.
I've already done one.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Come on, I thought I saw some questions in here. Will you have to make a new optimization tool for Windows 11? Ask me in December. There's no point in trying to do anything for a product that does not exist yet.
He'll cross that bridge when he comes to it.
Carrie Holzman, I have 1 gigabit internet with 1 gigabit network built into the motherboard and was a constant speed of just under 700 megabits per second. I installed a 2.5 gigabit network adapter and got an instant speed jump to over 900 megabits per second. So that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
When you're plugging into your internet, what speed is your modem?
You need a 3.1, right?
That's a DOCSIS.
or DOCSIS.
I'm saying on the back of your modem, there's an Ethernet plug,
Okay.
right? It's like saying what he just said, basically, and I'm going to rephrase this for everybody who's not technical, is I bought a brand new Ferrari and now I can drive faster in rush hour traffic. You can't go faster than rush hour traffic. if you're plugging into a gigabit Ethernet port on the back of your modem, then it's only going to go gigabit. It can't go any faster. So what people are doing, or at least in this case, what he's doing is he is associating a configuration problem with a hardware problem. In other words, instead of fixing the problem he had, he bought an adapter which has a different configuration. And in his mind, he fixed his problem by buying the adapter. You could have fixed the problem for free by adjusting the configuration of the adapter you had. A 1 gigabit internet adapter plugged into a 1 gigabit internet plug on the back of a modem with 1 gigabit internet service should result in 1 gigabit internet speeds.
And tell them, if you have any problems like that, who can they call and sign up with? What computer?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to talk about it on Friday.
Oh,
Because they're closed on weekends. But the My Computer Works guys, if you guys need technical support for $39 a month with no contracts and money back guarantee, they're open Monday. Well, they're open on weekends, but Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know, is it 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 9 a.m.? I'm not sure. But I've gotten feedback from those of you who have used it. It's all North American based. It's all American. No script readers. They're actually knowledgeable technicians.
Been in business 16
They're
years.
patient. They'll even tutor you if need be. And again, no contracts. And for $39 a month, they will answer any technical gadget problem you have pretty much, whether it's an Apple product, a Windows product, an Android product. If you've got a Chromebook, if you've got a tablet, if you've got a smart TV, they will help you over the phone. And you can call them as often as you want for the month.
I just remember, Kerry, that when I upgraded to our Cox Gigablast, I had the old 3.0 DOCSIS modem, and they said, "Sir, you're going to have to get a new one." And I'm like, "Is that very expensive?" And she's like, "Oh,
$150.
They're about 150, but she's like, "You need that in order to get your 1,000 down and your 36 up." And so I said, "Well, all right." She's like, "Don't rent one from us. Go buy one." I bought one. I think it was $175.
And then you have to make sure you have a router that can support gigabit speeds.
Yeah. And my switch, because I got a 16 plug gigabit switch. So, yeah, your switch.
Chibi says, what do you think about Windows 11? Chibi, rewind the video and watch what you missed. Let's see. Russell Stewart says, I built the 8-year computer with a Gen 10 700K CPU, 16 gigs of RAM. Will I be able to run Affinity Photo with the integrated graphics? Yes.
I can tell you in two letters what I think of Windows 11.
1.1?
PU.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
How can I have an opinion on something that it's not released?
Right.
It's like
Beta.
Hey, I'm cooking something right now.
No, it's not done yet.
It's
but
not done
yet.
cooking.
But what do you
Well,
think
let
of
me
it?
write a review on Yelp of what I think about it.
Okay.
Well, would you give me the benefit of letting me finish it first before you jump to conclusion? Why is everybody so damn impatient? Why does everybody always want to know the future today?
Yep. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not done. Any opinion that I have on it, just like the video that I took down, is speculatory. It is completely a waste of time. And we will all see what it is when it comes out. I think it'll be interesting if Microsoft keeps that TPM requirement in, because I think people are going to have a fit.
Oh, and it just popped into my mind, Chad, if anyone has just finished building their first computer or their 50th, and they're thinking to themselves, I really need a copy of Windows 10 Pro. Where can I get one inexpensive? Uncle Kerry, tell them where.
No, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I've had so many people ask me, and I was putting links to Amazon and stuff, and it turns out, there'd be Amazon would run out of inventory and then start recommending third-party sellers, and then you find out the third-party sellers are selling rip-off copies of Windows, and then people were accusing me of promoting rip-off copies of Windows. So I said, okay, I'm not going to promote it anywhere because I can't trust anybody anymore. Mm-hmm. Even the OEM seller I was buying from turns out was likely ripping me off. I mean, I'm not sure, but it's really suspicious. So I had to do a lot of research. Like I spent, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks and dealt with a few companies and turned, after I reviewed them and analyzed them and researched them, I didn't want to be associated with them. But then I found this company, cdkdeals.com, and everything with them is legit. And I've reached a point right now where I am now using that for my clients. Like I said, things have changed. This is not 3 years ago. My attitude about this, Microsoft's attitude about this has changed. But Microsoft has not been upfront about it. And I've been testing the waters. And this is 100% legit. In fact, I'm going to reverse the accusations back to the people and say, prove to me that these license keys are not 100% legit. And the reason I can say that is because I know for a fact these are 100% legit license keys. You get them for about $16, $17. There's a link in all my video notes below all my recent videos. It take you right to CDK Deals. You're supporting the channel. You can save money on Windows 10 Pro, as well as Office 2016 and Office 2019.
So for people that don't want the $100 a year for Office 365,
I
they
just
want the straight Windows 2019
Office.
Yeah, Office. I want to keep that on. I'm like, then get a key.
I had to get a key for the lawyer's office. I went to CDK Deals. Office 2019 was $49. And, they say you've got to log into Microsoft to download the ISO image, but you can also just use the HEI doc that I made a video about and download the official ISO that way without signing into anything. You install it. And once it's installed, you run it. It says, what's your activation key? You put your CDK Deals key in there. Boom. You don't have to call Microsoft. None of the questionable stuff. It just works. Don't buy a key and hold it for 6 months.
No.
Because that's just stupid.
Yeah.
When people do that, you're not going to get any customer service. If you buy something and you don't use it for 6 months and you have a problem with it, anything in the world that you buy, anything, and you don't, like you buy a TV and you don't take it out of the box for 6 months, then when you do, the screen is cracked, that's too suspicious. So the problem is we have so many scam artists out there that are trying to pull a stunt. At this point, here's what I have to say. If you're looking for official legal Windows 10 Pro licenses, official legal Office 2016 or 2019, the links are in my video. I personally guarantee these keys work. If you have any problems, you reach out to their customer service and they will help you or they will refund your money. And if all of that doesn't happen, then you reach out to me and I will personally take care of it. So far, the only complaints I've had are from people who don't understand how the whole process works. They're upset because they act like they just paid $35,000 and they're not getting their butt kissed. It's like, that's not how this works. This is a discounted key. Can I activate it again in the future? Sure, I'll tell you what we'll do. If you want a key that you can activate again in the future, pay me $200 and I'll provide you with a new key every time you need one. Because this is a ridiculous question. When the key is $16, it varies. It's $15 to $17. And the retail version of the same key is $200. You could buy 10 of those keys. Every time you wanted to renew it, you could buy 10 of them and still be $50 ahead of the game. No, I'm not going to make any personal guarantees with regards to how often you can reactivate the same key. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's $15, like, give me a break. What do you think you're buying here? 200 pounds of gold? This is very inexpensive and it's legit and it's real. And I wouldn't suggest you go and buy bananas and then save them for 3 months before you go try and eat them. Then take them back to the grocery store and complain that they're bad. It's preposterous behavior and it's inexcusable to have such unreasonable requirements. And if you're that person, do us both a favor and don't buy anything that I am promoting because it is unreasonable and unjustifiable. I have done all this work and I've done all this research, and to have somebody accuse me without any evidence, to be unable to prove any of their claims, and to make up nonsense over wanting their butt kissed for spending $16. And I keep changing the price. I know it's between $15 and $17. They run different discounts. It's not worth it. It's not worth $17 which I'm not even making $17, right? But it's not worth it to put up with it. So if you're one of those people, do us both a favor, go spend $200 at Best Buy. You can be their problem. But for the rest of us, looking for a real legitimate product with peace of mind and no anxiety, yes. Can you go on eBay and find a cheaper key? Yes. Will it work? Will eBay give you your money back? Nope.
So Nutty says, don't delay, get your key today.
Well, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. You can find cheaper keys and roll the dice. And what happens, happens. If you buy the keys from CDK Deals, I guarantee it. It's legit. It's real. And you have to provide me proof that it's not. If you cannot provide me proof that it's not, I am not going to walk you through educating you on how to tell the difference. I'm telling you as a business owner that these are real. And if that's not good enough for you, then don't buy it. I'm not making much money on it. So the fact that I've gone through all this trouble and effort only to have people make false accusations that they can't back up is unacceptable. On the other hand, 99.7% of you who have taken advantage of the deal so far have written me to, well, not that many people have written me, but many of you have written me to say thank you. And you can read the comments of how many people have said thank you. So it's not just coming from me. I'm going to make sure that these deals are available from CDK Deals at least for the next 12 months, at least, minimum, so that you don't have to buy a key now just in case you need it later. You wait until you need it. Now, you don't have to use it right away.
Right.
I'd use it within, let's say, 2 weeks. You want to be able to understand what it's like to be customer service and how many times they're trying to get ripped off. And for you to complain about something you did months ago, like I bought this a few months ago and I just tried to use it, doesn't work. They're going to go, man, good, nice try, buddy, right? And you're going to say, you ripped me off, and they're going to say, bye. Although in their mind, they're thinking, you're trying to scam us, and you're thinking, they're trying to scam me. If you're one of those people, don't involve me in your little psychological games. This is real. This is a real business. They're a company that's done $17 million in sales. They've got 72 employees. They've been around many, many years. If it was illegal, Microsoft would have shut them down, or the keys wouldn't work. So if you can get somebody from Microsoft or any official statement that says that these are not legit and real, present it to me, because it doesn't exist. But if you want to go looking, please do. So CDK Deals, please use the links in the video notes. It'll save you some money. It supports the channel.
Build your machine and
If
get
you
yourself
want
a key.
Windows and Office together, there's some combo deals, save you a little bit more money. If you're looking for that technical support, $40, it's like $39 a month.
Yeah.
They'll waive the activation fee. If you tell them, hey, I watch Carrie Holzman, they waive the activation fee, money back guarantee. No foreign accents are going to be answering the phone. They're all North American. They're based right here in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right? And like, I have a friend of mine's mother-in-law who's always having problems with her computer. And she's like, oh, she's calling me again about computer. I have her call My Computer Works. Go to mycomputerworks.com. So if I'm endorsing something, I'm not just taking any endorsement deals. I'm endorsing 3 things right now.
Right. In 12 years or whatever.
Well, in 12 years, I've endorsed 4 things.
Right.
Acronis, RoboForm. I'm now officially, I was skeptical about My Computer Works, but I've had enough feedback from you guys. I am 100% confident that not only are they good, patient, and helpful, easy to understand, but they give you a money-back guarantee. So what I'm trying to tell you is everything that I'm endorsing, you don't have to worry about getting ripped off. This stuff is legit, and you have peace of mind. If you buy from anywhere else, like Amazon's got good customer service. Newegg's customer service sometimes is better than other time. But this stuff, at least you know it's real and it's risk-free. So that's true of Acronis, RoboForm, My Computer Works, and CDK Deals as far as the Windows and Office keys. Somebody emailed me and said, I accidentally bought Office Student and Home. I said, I don't have any links to Office Student and Home. There's no way you could have purchased that using my links because I don't have it. CDK Deals sells all kinds of software, games. I don't know anything about it. Is it legit? Is it not legit? I don't know, and I don't care. That's not what I'm promoting. Will my coupon code work at those? Probably, but if you don't use my link, I don't get the same commission amount. So, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. I don't know what else. I don't know what else people want. But like I said, I just had to buy an Office 2019 key earlier in the week. So you install Office, just like when you install Windows, you don't install the product key first. You install the product first. This is universal of all product keys. You install the product. After the product's installed, then you put your key in. That's the process. And if you have any situation that their customer service doesn't resolve, then you reach out to me and I guarantee you we'll make it right. If it's a refund you want, whatever it's going to take. But I'm telling you, the likelihood of that happening is, trust me, I'm not getting myself involved in any fishy deals. So if I'm personally backing it up, you have to understand I've been in business for 30 years. There's a lot of tests and qualifiers for me to make such a bold statement. So I don't care if you buy it or not, but you don't have to worry that it's a ripoff. There is no risk. That's all I want to say. Now,
A few more questions and let's get out of here.
yeah, agreed. I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
I'm a bit peckish, yeah.
You're peckish?
Yeah.
What are we in the mood for? Chicken wings?
Yeah, I haven't
had chicken wings in forever.
Yeah, then
You know, the price of chicken's gone up.
didn't we have that right before I left? So you haven't probably had them since I left.
You're right.
That was a month ago. We got to have them.
The price of chicken's gone up. And now they want people to start liking chicken thighs, the dark meat, because that's cheaper. And it's like, well, just pay the couple extra bucks. Why you gotta... Anyway, it's all part of the pandemic shortages.
Carrie likes the part of the chicken that jumps over the fence last. You know what I'm talking about?
Flow chicken? The ones I can catch?
Yeah.
A few contributions came in. Let's take a look.
And by the way, before we go, thanks for everyone in chat that has stuck around. Good to be back here in Phoenix with Uncle Kerry, and we'll have a build with any luck here, unless he drops dead from the
Stress.
from the
Blood pressure.
from the vaccine next Friday. Hopefully, so you know.
Blackwatch contributes $5 Canadian. He says, I'm running Windows version Carry 53. Smooth running so far. Make sure you get those updates.
Yeah.
Planet Cryos contributes $20.
Hey, there he is. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Carrie, he says. And hi, Mitch. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Winston Liu says, here's $5 Canadian. Happy birthday, Carrie. Bon anniversaire. I don't speak French. I don't know how you say this stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Winston. Alvarado contributes $4.99. Do you say croissant?
Yeah, croissant. Yeah.
Or is it croissant?
No, croissant.
I think it's croissant.
Baguette.
Croissant.
I made myself a baguette. Yeah.
Would you like a croissant?
Yeah.
Carrie, that's politically incorrect and culturally insensitive to
Croissant.
mimic what it sounds like to you. Sorry, that's what it sounds like. Croissant. Is it croissant?
Okay. If you say so.
Croissant.
Yeah. Your dentures are dropping.
And there goes all my
Yeah,
French.
Okay. Yeah.
William says, would you use the birthday build or the AMD build? What AMD build? What's he talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Maybe he's talking about my birthday build that you did that was AMD in the little case. Yeah.
How's that work?
I use it. Yeah.
Well, you haven't been using it for a month.
But when I left them all on. I was very nervous being gone for 3.5 weeks, leaving all my machines. I turned the like you said, I turned the monitors off, but
Yeah.
I left all the machines on and
Perfect.
set the AC to 112. So I don't think they heated up to.
Did you seriously?
No.
I was gonna say. Brian Burns contributes $10. Happy birthday, Carrie, he says. Still talking about Windows 11 in there. Dan said he had problems with the license from CDK deals. So if you have a problem, any problem at all, they have excellent customer service and they will help you with it, or they will refund your money. Now, if you're obviously you're paying with a credit card, there's usually a 3-day processing period for refunds. That's normal. Everybody does that.
Yeah.
But, before you contact me, give them a chance, because either a mistake was made by you or by them. One of you made a mistake, because if everything's done right, these keys work perfectly every single time, and they will assist you, but you've got to let them know. Don't just come running to me. If you let them know and they still don't help you, then tell me. I promise you, we will make it right one way or the other. But I am not going to personally give you an hour of my time because you spent $17 on a key. There's no way. I can't afford that. But you should never have to, because if you give them the opportunity, they will either make it work or they will give you your money back. It's that simple. And if neither of those two things occur from them, then you tell me, and I will make sure that I will fire an email off to them with you need to give me your transaction number and your name, and I promise you, my contacts are higher up in the company, and if they want me to continue endorsing their product, I assure you they're not going to give up thousands of dollars in sales over giving you back $17. So you can relax, take it easy, give them a chance to correct it, because everybody that I've talked to that's given them a chance to correct it, on the rare occasion that something needed to be corrected, in most cases, it's them, the person buying it, doesn't know what they're doing. And even though that's not their fault, they still help you. So, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just telling you, so far, there's been 4 or 5 people that have had a problem, and 4 of those 5 people don't know what they're doing. So that's not their fault. That they didn't know. It's not my fault, but we still want to help you. And specifically, they want to help you because they want you to come back. They want you to buy more product. They want you to be a happy customer. But if you don't tell them, then they don't know. And how can they help you if you don't ask for it? So start there. And then I will need you to forward me your correspondence and your order number so I can see if you're being reasonable. There's a lot of unreasonable people who complain. And if everything's, if you're trying to do everything and it's all legit and it's just not working, I promise you it's going to be made right, even if it's a refund, even if I pay you out of my own pocket. That's how much I believe in this. This is real. So that's the process. Let's see. I'm just looking through the comments for any other technical questions. This is a good time to ask if you have any technical questions. Samuel Ramos contributes $10, says, happy birthday, Carrie. Hello, Mitch in chat. Hey, Samuel. Samuel also sent a nice little gift to me. It was a PayPal, or it was an Amazon gift card he sent. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. Alex says he bought 3 keys from them and all of them have worked instantly and have been reactivated. See? Sweet, but I'm just not making any guarantees about reactivation. I'm not going down that road. For $15, you can buy another one. When it's $200 retail, you could buy, a dozen of them and still be ahead of the game. So it's ridiculous to demand so much for so little.
Stan says love wings. Yeah, just thinking about them, I'm salivating.
John Aloy Sr. says, hello, Mitch, and happy birthday, Carrie from Virginia.
Yeah.
You were talking about New York and you were talking about pizza.
Mm-hmm.
In Tempe, I was driving through Tempe this week, and there's an artichoke pizza. I never saw it before. I don't know how long it's been there, and I just haven't been paying attention.
Okay.
Artichoke pizza is a famous New York pizza place.
Okay.
And I said, that's weird that they would steal that name from that famous New York pizza place.
Right.
So I went online when I got home and I looked it up. It is the New York pizza place. They opened up a location in Tempe. If you want to take a ride to Tempe, I desperately want to try it.
For those college kids, yeah.
So
Yep.
I desperately want to try it.
Yep.
Let's see. Stan says, I'm a croissant racist.
Okay.
Would that be a croissantist?
Croissant.
Croissant.
Yeah.
Croissant. Last I checked, that's not illegal.
Okay.
Let's see. Linda Hudson says, happy birthday, Carrie. I hope it's wonderful and enjoy. Thank you, Linda. And Patrick says, knife is pronounced knife.
Just like knucklehead.
Brian Henry says, happy birthday. Hey, thank you, Brian. Randolph Slavin contributes £5, says, happy birthday, Carrie, and welcome back, Mitch. Tomato Paste says, you need to grill some cheeseburgers. Oh, that's gross. I hate mixing cheese and meat. I like cheese, and I like meat. I like pizza, and I like chocolate chips. I ain't putting chocolate chips on my pizza, and I'm not putting cheese on my meat. Just saying. You can have the cheeseburger. You can have mine. Gary, did you get the GPU removal tool finished? No, I haven't done anything with it. I've been so swamped with all these customers calling me.
Going back to
the office. It's all I can do to set aside all the work I was doing to make work for them. And they're almost done. And then when I'm finished with them, then I can go back to doing what I was doing and then get back to both the t-shirts I still haven't finished and that GPU removal tool. So there's a lot to do. Lots of happy birthdays in the chat to me. Thank you all. Thank you all so much.
He looks pretty good for an old man, doesn't he, Chad?
You're damn right.
Yeah. Not as good as me, but he still looks pretty good.
Let's see. Just looking through the chat once again. Last opportunity if you have any questions. We're just about 4 o'clock in the evening, in the afternoon here.
Just
And the
about
clock
ready.
is off over here.
Yeah, just about ready for happy hour.
Is it?
Happy hour, blue moon beer, my favorite.
Would you like a blue moon right
With
now?
a slice of orange. Not right now. No. I gotta let the drugs get out of my system that I took.
Wait a minute. Did you bring enough for everybody?
No.
Have I taught you nothing? I could use a sedative. Get me talking about all this unreasonable expectations, and people spend $10 and they think somebody's going to come over their house and mop their floors, do their laundry, and paint their house. All right. Yeah, I'm totally. So I had pizza the other night. There's this restaurant I really like. It's a little bit fancy. It's called Houston's. It's in Scottsdale. Yep. And I don't normally. It's been a long time since I've ordered a baby back pork ribs, because when I get them, they tend to be like fatty. I just don't like them anymore. It's like I used to like them when I was younger.
Yep.
I was like, you know what? I haven't had them in a while, and they're cooking them on a proper like wood-fired grill. They were so good. Oh, they were so good. And when I went back to Studio A yesterday, I brought the bones back for the dogs. They were so happy.
Yeah. Nice.
So, I mean, talk about getting your money's worth.
Yeah.
So I had the baby back ribs with French fries.
Okay.
And for dessert, creme brulee.
Yeah.
Oh.
With a spoon. Yep.
Sorry, am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Creme brulee.
No, creme brulee.
Yeah. Sorry. That's being racist again. Carrie, have you found a suitable replacement computer case that you like for the Corsair 200R? That's what Frank Jimmy wants to know. Some people have been asking me this question, like the 200R stopped being made. The fact of the matter is we're having parts shortages for everything.
Yeah.
You can still find 200Rs available for sale, the same as motherboards and graphics cards. You have to look harder, but they haven't gone away. When we had the first scare that, there was rumors that the 200R was canceled, I ordered like 20 of them, and I still have about 8 of them left. And of those 8, none of those are pre-sold. So they're just empty. They're brand new in a box that is, the tape has never been cut on the box. So like if I open up the box and there's a dent in the case, remember when I talked about if you wait too long before you open something?
Yep.
Nobody's going to help me with that.
Right.
Right? I'm just going to have to eat it. However, I doubt that's going to be a problem. And until those 8 200Rs are sold, I have no need for anything else.
Yeah.
So by the time I sell them, I expect they'll be back in stock again.
Right.
I think by this time next year, probably before that, maybe even by April of next year, they should be in abundance. I don't know why people are making this assumption. I'm not buried in 200Rs and I'm looking for a replacement. It's sort of like for a while, gas prices went up. Well, I had just filled the tank in the car. And, I limited where I went for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then the gas prices came back down right about the same time I needed gas. It didn't affect me. So whatever these shortages are, I've got graphics cards, I've got cases, I've got power supplies, I've got CPUs, I've got solid state drives. I've got enough to last me through the rest of this year. So until I run out, I have no reason to look for replacements because where would I put them?
Right.
And I may not need them. By the time I need them, they might be back in stock. Eric Crump contributes $1.99. Thank you, Eric. Eric says, Mitch, now that concerts are coming back, what about Toto? Are you geared up to seeing them live again?
Yes, I do have front row seats for my second favorite, Alan Parsons in Phoenix, end of August here at the Celebrity Theater. Still no meet and greets because of the pandemic, but at least I got a front row seat to see Alan. And then there is a band that's the best Led Zeppelin tribute band, a bunch of boys that I know from New Jersey, called Get the Lead Out, and they're playing in down in Chandler at a place. I think in September, beginning of September, and I got 2 front row seats to see that. And I've seen the real Led Zeppelin at least 3 times in my life, and I'm telling you, I close my eyes and I would bet my life that Led Zeppelin is there right in front of me playing. They're that good, and the singer sounds that close to Robert Plant. Toto, I'm not sure of. Steve Lukather, the guitarist, talked about July in Europe. He had some dates. I'm not going to go all the way to Europe, but again, tomorrow night, courtesy of the post office, my brand new Toto live CD with a little help from my friends, plus the Blu-ray. So I will be in the screening room with a crank to 11 tomorrow night, driving people around me crazy, but yeah.
You know those speakers I like, those Klipsch speakers?
Right.
Remember how excited I was? They were like $89.99.
Through Costco, right?
Through Costco.
Yeah.
Do you know they're $69.99 at Costco? Costco members only. Those same Klipsch speakers are
Now.
$69.99 right now. The fact that you just mentioned turning up your speakers,
Yeah,
it just triggered that
I
memory.
I don't need them now, but I
$69.99.
may, at that price, I can't turn something like that on, So yeah, and they do the Get the Lead Out. They're on YouTube. You can see. I've seen them 4 times. I know the drummer of the band, and so no. As soon as Toto comes back to America, whether it's this year or next, I'm always good for Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Vegas. So I usually try to see the boys in those three cities, and they're like, there goes. They say, "Oh, it's Mitch from Phoenix, our biggest fan."
Toto Mixed Media says, what convinced and changed your view about those cheap Windows 10 keys from those shady websites you went after viewers that asked about the topic? So first of all, I'm not offering it from a shady website. I don't know why people aren't understanding me. Like, I'm getting a little frustrated at this. I didn't just pick any shady website. I picked a legitimate website. I also did research to Microsoft and the Business Software Alliance, combined with having legitimate license keys that weren't working. And so I decided it was time. after being very patient and waiting for responses from Microsoft and waiting for responses from the Business Software Alliance, they won't talk about it. They absolutely will not talk about it. The only thing Microsoft will tell you is if your key activates, it's legit. That's it. That's Microsoft's end of story, and they won't discuss it. So, given that I was spending $60 for a Windows 10 Pro key, and those keys weren't working, and the guy would have a new excuse for me every time. Oh, those keys got leaked. Oh, those were volume keys that we should have never sent those to you. Oh, and it was just, and I'm a pretty, I always assume positive intent. I give people the benefit of the doubt. And after the third or fourth batch, now I've spent what, $300? I'm getting 10 keys at a time. It's costing me about $500 to $600. Mm-hmm. And they work for about a week. Well, let me react. So once they activate, they're good forever. But if you don't use it to activate it the first time, it stops working. And this guy had a different excuse every single time. And I'm like, this is happening too often. And I get all these companies reaching out saying, hey, we see you got all these viewers. We want you to sell our software. And I'm like, I'm not participating in this nonsense. But now when my legit keys don't work, and I was ordering from Amazon, and then Amazon started selling me keys that didn't work. You imagine how angry I was that I'm buying from a legitimate retailer who's selling me fake product? The fact that Microsoft won't talk about it, and the Business Software Alliance that has threatened one of my customers, threatened them. A business software license went after one of my clients about 10 years, I'd say it was 10 years ago, and said, we're auditing your office to make sure that all the software you have is properly licensed. And my client hit the roof. There was talk of me getting sued, and I said, bring it, because I know I deal with legitimate license. Yep. Bring them on. The Business Software Alliance and Microsoft used to publish to all of us in the business. We used to get these newsletters that would say, here's all the lawsuits we filed against these corporations and how much we fine them for using pirated, the key word is pirated, copies of software. So a few companies that asked me about the selling their CD keys didn't pass my requirements. There's only one company that has passed my requirements, and that's CDK Deals. They are not shady. They are a legitimate company. They're owned by a bigger company that's very large, multi-million-dollar company. And if you do the research, here's my final say on this. I'm no longer talking about it. I am so upset at the ignorance of people making false accusations, and they're so lazy that they can't be bothered. If you don't trust me, then that's offensive to me. I've already told you, I've done the research, I've told you this is legit, and I told you I'm personally backing it. If that's not good enough for you and you need more explanation, I'm no longer addressing these questions anymore. Do us both a favor, don't buy it.
Yeah. Someone in chat said, Mitch, do you remember a band called Zebra? And I happen to, because I would say one of my favorite songs by them is Who's Behind the Door, and that would be one of my top 10, probably all-time favorite songs. Tomato Paste mentioned Cobo Hall, because Carrie and I are both from Michigan. Yes, I did see Kiss in 1976 when they recorded Kiss Alive at Cobo Hall, and for years, the back cover of the album had two guys holding a sign, a Kiss sign, and for years people thought I was the guy holding holding the sign. They're like, I know that, and I'm like, but as much I said, no, I brought a sign, but that's not me. But no, I was there at Cobo Hall when they recorded that, and I'll bet the ticket couldn't have been more than $15 even back then, and it was, I'd never seen anything like it. And they just knocked me out, blew me away.
Chrissy B contributes 10 pounds, says, I always try to put something in. Can I ask if you could do a budget home server build, like looking at FX builds or something? So servers are generally an enterprise corporate paid full-time IT department job. It's not a hobbyist or an enthusiast activity. The vast majority of people that I am trying to attract to my channel are regular everyday computer folks, moms and dads, and people who need and require the computer to pay bills, to stay in communication with friends and family who've moved away, or being socially distant and things like that. And it's a critical tool. It's not a toy. I'm not interested. Like, if somebody's using their computer as a toy, it doesn't bother me, but don't waste my time. Like, if you have time to waste, don't let me get in your way, but don't drag me into your time wasting. So I'm not interested in doing corporate IT work on a YouTube channel. That's what corporations hire people for. And if they don't know how to do their job, that's not my problem. The idea of having a home server is preposterous to me, and it's something for sort of well, let me put it to you this way. What do you think you need a home server for? What is it that you're trying to do? Because I bet you I have an easier solution that's cheaper and you don't have to worry about the viruses and the updates of a server, of a Windows server. And I'm very curious why you would think you need one. Because I think a lot of people who build home servers do so either because they're trying to accomplish something in the most difficult way possible because they don't know any better, or they're just bored and they're just, wanting to challenge themselves. But that's not, I'm trying to make videos that appeal to the widest audience possible, which is just on, basic stuff that everybody could take advantage of, right? Upgrading your RAM or replacing your hard drive with a solid state drive, or
NVMe.
showing you,
Replacing your hard drive with an NVMe.
and explaining what that looks like and how it works and what the difference is and what you should pay, and about the process, and this, whether or not you choose to do it is up to you, but at least you're part of the target audience, right? The home server audience is such a tiny little audience. To spend the amount of money and time it takes to make these videos to appeal to a small little handful of people, the only solution I have for that is you produce the video. A video costs about, I would say, on YouTube, on a channel my size, you're looking at around $3,000. Now, if you wanted to make a professional video, you're looking at somewhere between $60,000 and $80,000. I'm not a professional video maker. I'm just like one guy in the kitchen. But you have to understand the size of the audience and the amount of camera equipment and microphones all added together. There's a website called Social Blue Book, and they'll tell you the average cost value, rather, of a video of any particular channel based on the number of subscribers, and there's a few other variables. And mine's right around $3,000. So yes, if somebody wants to pay me $3,000 to make a video for them, I'm certainly open for business. But if you're asking me to make that investment because that's something you want, I need to know, if I'm going to do that, that I'm doing something that's going to appeal to more than just a few people. Because not only does it irritate people that aren't interested, it can cost me subscribers. So at least there are other YouTube channels you can go to for that. It's not like I'm the only guy making YouTube videos. And so rather than trying to change what a YouTuber is doing to meet what you want, find a different YouTuber on that subject matter, because we all have our own speciality. I have never installed a home server. No customer has ever asked for it, and I'm a real tech. I'm not an enthusiast. So, and again, in business, there are people that are paid to do that, and they're supposed to be educated. Otherwise, they shouldn't have the job. They should have never been hired. That's not my place, and it's not what I do. So I appreciate your contribution and I appreciate your question, but I just want you to understand what I'm trying to do here, which is there's so many enthusiasts talking over people's heads that are regular computer users. There's like very few channels similar to mine where we can sort of appeal to the ordinary average folks who don't want to be computer techs, and they don't want all the technical jargon and gobbledygook. Just, I want to do this thing. And it's something a lot of people want to do. How do I set up my email? Or how do I change my password? Or like RoboForm. RoboForm applies to everybody universally. Whether or not you choose to use it is up to you. But I guarantee If you're not using it, it would benefit you. So stuff like that.
And I fought you for years on RoboForm, and I had 2 passwords for all 200 sites. And then I'm like, yeah, someone's going to figure these out. And I'm like, I'll do the RoboForm. And again, signed up for the special, the 5-year. It took a little, the learning curve for a guy like me was a little, but once I kind of got it, Carrie helped. Okay, now I know, how to work it. I don't know how I lived without it. And password manager is absolutely the way to go.
Chrissy B says, okay, it's not what I want. I'm a cloud network engineer, and maybe the best way for me to word it is it possible to teach people to do it yourself. Well, that's what I do here. I teach people.
Yep.
I teach people how to empower themselves, to be self-reliant. But I'm not going to teach them about things that are so, what's the word I want? Uncommon. In other words, as a business owner and an IT tech for 30 years, I have my finger on the pulse of what the public is asking, because things go in trends, right? And so a lot of requests might be like, how do I network my computers together? Or how do I get Wi-Fi to work better? Or how can I make my internet faster? Or I deleted a file, how can I get it back? That kind of stuff, right? It's sort of the universal information. So what it takes for me to make a video is it takes the trends that are occurring in my business to translate into me saying, I better make a video about this. A lot of people are asking.
Yep.
So when one person asks one specific question that nobody else is asking, that doesn't justify a reason for me to make that investment. You have to understand these videos are costing me money to make. I could be working at a client's office for $125 an hour right now from 8 to 5. But instead, I'm here doing this at my expense. In other words, not only do I have the investment of the cameras and the streaming computer and the internet and the lighting and there's thousands and thousands of dollars in equipment. So not only did I make that investment, but I'm also not generating any revenue outside of what you guys contribute, and I don't charge anything for my videos. And that's the business model I'm choosing for now. And it might have to change, but
And for some people that mentioned in chat, I will tell you there are hundreds, if not thousands, of videos that I watched on network attached storage.
yeah.
And study those, which one, this Synology or this or that, and picked one, followed step by step how to load the hard drives, how to download the software that belongs to that, and this and that, and was able to do that. But I had a small niche. I had 400 CDs that I wanted to put my music in one spot. I had 1,500 DVDs, movies that I wanted to put on that thing, 400 Blu-rays that I wanted to put on that. And for a guy like me who travels internationally, it's nice to be able to be someplace and tap into my home NAS and listen to my own music, whether I was in Thailand, movies if I was, didn't want to go out that night. And for me, but it was a niche. Not everyone needs one of those things. But I was, as a movie collector, hip deep in DVD cases to where I was totally running out of closet space, and I'm like, this is
And that's
ridiculous.
traditionally not something you're going to pay somebody for.
Yeah.
Right? So it's sort of like a doctor. You might have a heart specialist, and you say to the heart specialist, I think I've got a plantar's wart or something on my foot. And the heart specialist is like, why are you telling me this? Well, you're a doctor. Maybe you can take a look at it. No, you need to go to a podiatrist, right? Yeah. So you go to the podiatrist, you go, by the way, kind of a scratchy throat. Yeah. You go, well, you need to go to ear, nose, and throat doctor. We don't do that here. Yeah. There's a reason why these doctors are specialists. Yeah. I am a specialist, and I specialize in the area of IT that I specialize in no differently than a doctor. Sometimes mechanics are special. There might be a Porsche mechanic, for example, or something like that. And so there are other specialists on YouTube, and that's the great thing about YouTube.
Yeah.
I like to watch First Amendment auditors. I shouldn't. It makes my blood boil the way I see some of these police officers acting in an unprofessional manner. but I'm glad they're being exposed. And every once in a while, you see a cop actually be polite and courteous to a law-abiding citizen. And I'm like, oh, thank God there's a good one, you know? And then I enjoy watching Greg Salazar. He does these deep cleaning on the PCs.
Yep.
And it's so nasty and it's so time consuming. And I'm like, geez, Greg, you know, you spent 3 days cleaning this computer that's completely obsolete. For $150, you could have bought an off-lease Dell 7010.
Yep.
Threw a $50 SSD in it, upgraded the customer, and got him in and out the door in an hour instead of 3 days. And how much did you spend on cleaning and Q-tips and all this other stuff? But I admire the quality of his work. He's amazing. But I'm not doing it. That's not my specialty. So the good news is, well, I appreciate your question and I appreciate your support. Trying to ask a heart surgeon to do something not related to their specialty is going to result in them telling you, go see the doctor that does that. I'm probably more like the foot doctor. They're all noble professions. But all I'm trying to say is, like Mike Smith, I was talking to Mike Smith about a problem I had with one of my customers that has, unbeknownst to me, installed a managed switch and a Firebox T35. I don't work with managed switches. I never have. It's not what I do. I don't know what's going to happen. I want to replace it with an unmanaged switch. And Mike's like, Mike's warning me. He's like, there's PoE on that switch. I said, yeah, but I don't think he's got anything PoE. He's like, nobody buys a PoE switch. No one pays that extra money if they don't need it. And I said, well, Mike, that's not been my experience. I've seen other IT folks tell clients they need it. The client doesn't know what it means, and the client pays the bill, and it works. Whatever the problem was they solved it. And then a couple of years goes by, and then I get the call. And then the client doesn't tell me they changed anything, and I'm scratching my head trying to figure out, like, could you take a picture? And it's like completely different from the last time I saw it. I'm like, who did all that? Well, this company. Why? I can't remember. We had a problem. You weren't available. Okay, you should have like included me in that. Now I can't step into that because I could take your whole company down because I don't know how to do that and I don't want to learn it just for you. Now, if there's like a bunch of other companies that all have managed switches and VLANs, then it would be advantageous for me to take the time to learn that. But since I'm already so busy with the work I have, it's not like I'm trying to find any more work. So don't be afraid to go on YouTube and search that out. I bet you. So a couple of texts that I really, really like on YouTube. Greg Salazar. Timmy Joe. Timmy Joe is fantastic. Take a look at Tim's Computer Repair. These are real IT people. These are actual real IT people sharing their job on YouTube. They're not just enthusiasts. Enthusiasts are great. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that if you want to talk to people that are working in business that have liability, the approach they take is much more practical, and they can speak over something they've done a million times versus somebody who's done it 2 or 3 times, right? But those are the technical people that come to mind. There's a few others I can't think of right now for some reason. Oh, I know, the Net Guy. He's another one. Check out the Net Guy. And there's a networking guy called oh man, Carrie, what's his name? he I think he's called like the cheap something about the cheap network guy or the bargain basement. Hold on, let me see if I can find it on YouTube. You know what? Let me go to my subscription list. Because there's a few in here that I'm sure I'll find that I forgot about. Chris Titus Tech is good, very good. Budget Nerd.
Okay.
Budget Nerd does some budget networking stuff. Check out Budget Nerd. He's very good, in my opinion. Still looking. There's a really good one for education where they do like animations with narration on top. Very professionally done. And they are called, come on, Gary. It's in here somewhere. I'm trying to, Gamers Nexus is really good if you want like news. They do a little bit of how-to, but it's mostly news and testing. Tech Deals, those guys are very good. They're mostly news and testing. Tech Source is good. Wait, there's one in here. I'm trying to find the educational one. Oh, that's not it. I thought that was it. I'll have to get back to you on it. They do these fantastic animations that, wait a minute, is that it? PowerCert animated videos. Yeah, check out PowerCert animated videos, which are great if you want to study to be a tech and you don't understand what APIPA or netstat or ipconfig or SSD versus HDD versus hybrid, traceroute explained, networking tools explained, proxy servers explained, CompTIA A+ certification and Network Plus. PowerCert animated videos. Subscribe to that channel. They should have way more subscribers. So their video quality is outstanding, very professional. The explanations are 100% accurate and understandable. And all my other subscriptions are like stuff I just like to watch regarding investments, cryptocurrencies, stock trading, music reaction videos. I enjoy those, as well as, Doug Betts has a channel called Live Windows Tech Support. And Doug has been in the business a very long time, a real working IT tech. And he might also be a resource for that kind of information. He might have experience there. I'm not sure what his specialty was, but we all have certain areas that we specialize. Some people might be web designers, database programmers, network architects. Marvin B. over at Podnuts can diagnose a networking job like that. Like he's an expert in that. And he's got tools that are worth more than my car. So, it wouldn't make sense for me to invest in those kind of tools unless I would be making money at it. So, yeah. Let's take a look here. If there's any last questions, we're running at 4:30 here.
Because Dr. Feelgood, I feel this rumbling in my stomach, and I can't quite understand why. Is it because I've got the hangries?
You're missing some chicken wings.
Okay.
Jay Powers contributes $5.
Hey,
Hey,
Jay.
Jay, thank you. Let's see. Charles says, Carlisle from South Africa, Carrie, happy birthday. May you have a terrific day. I really enjoy your videos. Hey, thank you, Carlisle. I don't get too many viewers from South Africa. It's kind of exciting when we get people from places that we don't see a lot of people from here in the chat room. Thank you so much. Chrissy says, I might add a NAS. So I'm going to do a video with regards to the Synology NAS. That's why I've got one out here. And I'll talk about how I configure them and why. And that'll be a video coming up. As soon as I have time, I'll get to that. I use these Synology NASs a lot. And I really like them a lot. Let's see what else. Jason Willis with $5. Says, Hillary Clinton wants a home server.
Tell Bill that.
Hey, you know what? I don't
Just
sell
like
home
Willie.
servers,
Right,
so she can. So I'm sure somebody else can help her. Luke Greenia says, I'm not giving up my Cronus and RoboForm. I don't know how I went so long without them.
Amen, brother.
Ignorance is bliss. If you don't know what you're missing,
Right.
how can you miss it?
Yeah.
But then once you have it, you're like, how have I gone so long without this?
Yeah.
Han Wickaller contributes €5. He says, for another drink. Thank you, Han. James Duffy says, Carrie, would a NAS work better using wireless or cable using power line Ethernet adapter? You'll just have to try it and see. It just depends on the environment it's in. Craig Casabona contributes $5. Thank you, Craig. Make sure Craig is blue in here. Silver Werewolf says, it's my birthday too. Well, happy birthday, Silver Werewolf. Malcolm says, there are more good cops than bad ones. I like to think so. Yes, I agree. That's why it makes my blood boil when I see these First Amendment auditors being spoken to in a disrespectful and unprofessional manner from a public servant who doesn't seem to exercise judgment from telling good guys from bad guys. Like, if you can't tell a good guy from a bad guy, maybe that's not the right line of work for you. It angers me. But you're right. I think the vast majority of police officers are good people doing things for the right reason. And they do show the good ones too. You know, I always say we can't make a cop look good or bad. You're on camera. You're doing it to yourself. And usually what I find interesting, Mitch, is the cops who don't like the cameras. Those are the bad cops.
Right.
And the cops who don't mind the cameras, it's that easy to tell.
Yeah.
You already know how the video is going to go based on the reaction to the camera.
Yep.
But I like good cops. I mean, I'm not anti-cop. I'm anti-bad cop. And I really shouldn't watch those videos because,
Get you worked up.
oh, see, I'm getting worked up just talking about it.
Yeah. We better go. All right.
Let's see what else. Hold on. James Duffy says, thanks for your answers. This channel is awesome. Thank you, James. Mortmont said, all those channels you just mentioned, Carrie, I already watched them. All right. Great minds think alike. Let's see. People mentioned Explaining Computers is a YouTube channel. I've never heard of it, but they're speaking positively about that, which is good. Daniel says, happy birthday, Carrie. Thanks, you guys. There's Marty Yoel. Hey, Marty contributes $5. Thanks, Marty.
See you later.
I guess he's taking off.
No.
We're about to take off as well.
Yep.
And let's see. Some more happy birthdays. Thanks, you guys. Still looking for any technical questions in here. Colin says, happy 21st.
Yeah.
I think you're a little late on that one, but thank you. There's a squirrel on my head. That's what Marty says, enjoy your food. Yeah, maybe if I'm not starving, I'll chew it this time.
Yeah.
Mira Ora, I haven't seen Mira Ora in a while, says, hi all. Welcome in. Chris wants to know, is there a filter for a modem/router to stop interference on FM radio? This is a modem router from AT&T. Disabling Wi-Fi does nothing. Sometimes as a tech, one of the most frustrating situations I deal with is customers asking me very specific questions about how to accomplish something, right? And it's usually a dead-end road that's rife with frustrations and misinterpretation. So if you want technical help from me or anybody, the quickest way to get it is not to ask for the answer. In other words, don't say, how can I rewire my thermostat? That's not the right question. The question should be, this is what the problem is that I'm having. What do you think I can do to solve it? When people ask me the solution, and this drives me crazy, I go, how do I change the proxy server on my computer? Why do you want to change the proxy server on your computer? Well, because my browser's not working. Well, let's talk about that. Forget the whole proxy. Take that out of your brain. Forget we ever start again. What's the problem you're having? My browser doesn't work. Okay, take that out of your brain. Let's start again. What is the problem you're having? And then you're usually a little hesitant because they don't know what to say. I go, look, this is real easy. You're expecting the computer to do something. When you do something, you're expecting a reaction. So what I need you to tell me is, what is it that you're doing and what is it the computer's responding with? Then let me use my experience to help guide you to the solution. Instead of asking me how to change your proxy server, there's a really good chance it has nothing to do with the proxy server. And what you're doing is wasting both your time and my time. And you're going to cause your frustration and my frustration. Because if I honor that question and we go through all these steps and we change it and it doesn't change anything, we're going to go right back to what I just said, which is, why didn't we start there to begin with? If I would have known that, I would have never entertained this question. So please let the technician understand what your problem is and afford them the opportunity to tell you what the answer is, rather than you assuming the answer, because clearly if you knew what it was, you wouldn't be asking for help. And so one of the key tips I can give you if you ever want to do technical support for a customer is, don't let the customers guide you to the answer. Because it's real easy to get caught up in that. It's okay to ask for help. And I want to encourage you to ask for help. But I don't want you to guess the answer. That's my job. So you don't go to the doctor and go, hey, I need you to prescribe me some Vicodin. Let me know how that works out if you try that with your doctor. Especially a new doctor you've never seen before. Just show up and go, yeah, I'm going to need some Vicodin. The doctor is going to say, I determine if you need Vicodin, not you. So let's talk about, why are you here? What is the problem? Explain it to me. When did it start? How long does it happen? How often does it happen? I might have a different solution for you that's more effective to getting you to where you want to go. And so in that way, if you explain to me what the problem is in the way that I explained it, I can probably be much more helpful to you and much, much faster. So this whole interference FM radio, I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody's got FM radios and Wi-Fi. Nobody's ever asked me that question in 30 years. Doesn't make any sense. FM radio and Wi-Fi don't interfere with each other. So let's not even bring that up. Let's talk about what your problem is, when it started, and then I can help you to resolve it. Okay, so, and again, that's for all technical support, not just me. James Presley with $5 says, happy birthday, Carrie. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Happy birthday, Carrie. Thanks for sharing all your knowledge with us. Stay safe and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, James. Chris wants to know if you have a Metallica t-shirt.
No.
Michael McFarland says, I always enjoy watching your channel. Thank you. Thank you.
But the lead singer of Metallica lives about,
Lars?
10 miles from my brother's there in the Eagle.
Oh, he's in Colorado?
He's in Colorado with his wife and kids, so, yep.
Let's see. Joseph Hawkins and Mira Ora saying happy birthday. Thanks, guys. Bikeman says, if I knocked accidentally an external enclosure with a drive-in side off a desk a night ago, would the drive-in side be fine? I had a Western Digital 1 terabyte drive-in side.
Depends on the height.
If I walk across the street without looking, will the car hit me? Well, it depends what time of day it is. Is it a residential street or a freeway? Nobody can answer your question. However, chances are, I'm going to talk statistics. If the drive was powered on and in use when you knocked it over, it is highly likely it is forever damaged beyond repair. If the drive was powered off when you knocked it over, if you knocked it over, how far did it fall? Did it fall on something hard like tile or wood floor? Did it fall on something soft like carpeting? The only way you can answer this question is you have to plug the drive in and you have to test it. Nobody else can tell you that. I don't know why, like the amount of time it took you to write that question, You could have just plugged it in. So instead of asking about anticipating a problem, the other thing that helps technicians help their customers is to actually talk about a real problem you actually have. Because if you're going to speculate if you have a problem, then the tech can speculate if you have an answer. It's sort of like, let me be really vague with you, but then I want you to be really specific with me. Not possible. If you're vague with your question, then you're going to get a vague answer. And if you're specific with your question, you're going to get a specific answer. So, and again, universal, doesn't matter if you're talking to a mechanic, a doctor, a tech. That's how that works. So just plug it in and see. It is what it is. Stephen Jones contributes $5. Says, happy birthday, Carrie. I've really enjoyed your wisdom and your knack for explaining things. Enjoy yourself. Hey, Stephen, thank you. Thanks for your kind words and for supporting the channel. We'll make sure Stephen is blue in here. He says, bumping an SSD while accessing data ruins it? No, we're talking about mechanical drives, like mechanical external drives. Sorry if that wasn't clear. If it's a solid state drive, there's no moving parts. So there's no issue with that. So we're assuming, so remember, the person asking the question did not specify if they had a hard drive, an HDD or an SSD. So if you don't specify it, this is the kind of misinterpretation that can happen. In other words, if the person that asked the question said it was an SSD, then obviously my answer would be different. Because they didn't specify that, I have to assume it's a hard drive. Otherwise, why would you ask? Because it's not possible to damage an SSD by knocking it over. I thought everybody knew that. So that's a great example of exactly what I was talking about. So thank you for pointing that out. Tomato Paste says, let's make the longest live stream you've ever made. What do you think of that, Mitch?
No, my feet, I'm old. My feet are killing me.
What's the longest live stream you've seen me make?
I've got I'm thinking 6 to maybe 7 hour, 8. Not a 9 hour. Well, more than that, 10?
10 and a half. And that was just, what, 2 months ago? Well, as long as people kept asking me questions, I was here alone.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't eat or use a bathroom for 10 and a half hours. Just straight on live video.
Lucky you.
You want to join me?
No.
We'll try and break it?
No, thanks.
Do 11?
No.
What if we tag? Rick Hubbard with £5 says, happy birthday, Carrie. Thanks for all you do. Hey, Rick, thank you so much. You know, Rick is the one that sent that Corsair 200R case with all the chips.
With the crisp? Oh,
yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah, that smoky bacon.
Smoky bacon. Num.
Glenn's Music said, Carrie, are you 54 yet?
Not yet. Close, yeah.
I may not make it to 54.
That's true, yeah.
You don't count your chickens before they hatch, kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm gambling, no. $5. What do you
Put some money down in the death pool.
Okay.
The death pool. I have no opinions on a product that doesn't exist. So when Microsoft releases their product officially to the public, you can ask me my opinion on it. Until then, there's a lot of things that may change, and speculation is a waste of time. It's not fact-based. So again, that's a point I talked about earlier in the video. I cannot help people with problems they don't have, and I can't have opinions on products that are not released to the public yet. It's just the silliest, weirdest thing. What do you think the lottery numbers are going to be?
Not yours.
When do you think the price of chicken is going to come back down? When do you think the fad of fidget spinners is going to... Oh, that already happened. That's not happening anymore. When do you think Beanie Babies are going to come back?
That's not happening.
When do you think Nike's going to start making boots? I don't know the answers to these. I don't know. I don't care. Once again, if you have an actual technical problem, or you want my opinion on something that actually exists in the public, I'd be happy to address it. We've got maybe 14 minutes left here,
Okay.
and we definitely are wrapping it up for sure. So if you don't get your question in the next, let's call it 10 minutes, then I guess we'll just have to catch each other next time. Matt Power says, in a 10-hour video, Mitch will fade away. Does he mean like in Back to the Future?
Yeah,
He's fading out.
Just like now, yeah.
Carrie, is it possible to convert a MBR partition to a GPT partition without data loss? Yeah. What you do is you take all the data and you copy it to another drive. Then you reformat and convert that drive to GPT, and then you copy all the data back on it again, and you have no data loss. Todd says, happy birthday, Carrie. My mom shares this birthday today as well. I hope you have many, many more. Well, my birthday was Wednesday, but it wasn't a good day to celebrate it. So I decided I'd celebrate it on Friday. Mitch would be back, and we'd have numerous reasons to celebrate. But thank you.
Like chicken wings.
You're really hooked on those chicken wings. Planted a seed now.
Yeah.
It's probably worse, when you're hungry and you think of food.
Right.
Or you think of like a dripping faucet when you have to use the bathroom and it's not available. It's self-torture. What's Carrie's view on crypto? I love crypto. Bitcoin has plummeted to, it's still more than it was in January, but it's less than half of what it was 6 weeks ago. I'm buying as much of it as I can right now because it's going to take back off. I'm sure of it. So I love it when Bitcoin goes up, and I love it when Bitcoin goes down. When it goes up, I'm smiling because my investment gets bigger. And when it goes down, I'm smiling because I can buy it cheap and I know it's going to go back up again. I love crypto. The problem is there's like over 1,000 different cryptos. Dogecoin went up and then just fell again, right? So it's not like 2 cents or something or ridiculous. I don't know if Dogecoin is going to make a comeback or not, but the people that are behind it are really enthusiastic. Shiba Inu coin was another one that kind of went up, and then there's, the 1,000 others that nobody talks about. So I stick with the big ones: Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, and Litecoin. Those are the big four. And it's definitely the future. I don't know when, but in the future. At some point, there's no stopping it. It'll never go away. Bitcoin will never, there's no way to shut it down. As long as there's an internet, for the rest of eternity, there will be Bitcoin. Now, what its value will be, I don't know, but it'll have some value. Could be pennies, could be millions, I don't know. Glenn's Music says, Carrie, I like this, you ready? I have a product that I haven't finished inventing yet, that I haven't plugged in, but I want you to tell me what you think of the outcome just in case it doesn't work. It's blue.
Okay.
See, that guy gets it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
noob. No, that's great. Dorado Systems says, I have a client that has a video to render. So at one point it freezes. Now I changed the Kingston 240 gig SATA 3 with a Samsung NVMe 512. And he says it still freezes at one point. Yeah, I don't think a freezing has anything to do with your storage subsystem. It's probably more related to the software product itself, of whatever render software he's using, or to the RAM or video card driver. But I would start checking the RAM with MemTest 86. It'd take about an hour or two to test it. It's free. I've got a video showing you how to do that. And if the RAM is fine, my next thing would be there may be a video card problem or incompatibility with that software. And I would just use Google to Google whatever that software and version of that software is to see if anybody else has that same kind of problem. Gambit says ubiquity or ingenious. They're both good, whatever one you like. The reason these choices exist is to meet the individual needs of the person buying it. There is not one product that is universally better than another product. Chicken or fish?
Chicken.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Steak or tofu?
Steak. Mm-hmm.
Sirloin or ribeye?
Ribeye.
Ribeye or filet mignon?
Filet.
Filet or tomahawk?
Are you talking about the haircut? No.
What I'm trying to say is each of choice is right. Depends on the individual, right? That's you have your choice of sides. You're not forced what sides. You look on the menu and there's like 12 sides and you get to pick 2. Do you want the creamed corn, the mashed potatoes, the sweet potato? Would you like broccoli or asparagus? Would you like French fries or mashed potato? Like the whole point of these choices is to offer you freedom. Why in the world would you want to live where there's only one answer to everything always? That would suck. Oh, it's called Apple. Sorry. Apple computers, that's what you would like, because that's what they do. This is what you get. It's the same as everybody else, and then we're going to overcharge you for it. That's not a world I want to live in. Miraora says, I have a Radeon GPU, and sometimes the driver randomly crashes. Is it the hardware or the driver? Just kidding. I already figured out it's the driver. It's always the driver.
It's always, yeah.
Rick Lake said, someone gave me tofu, and I've never spit it out so fast in my life.
I mean, I've had it, but it doesn't, knock me out. I mean,
I prefer tofu.
yeah.
It's made entirely of beef and cheese. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
Sorry
yeah.
I didn't put you to work more, but at least I got you to get this up on the bench for me, because this thing is a monster. And now that it's up here, maybe later tonight, I'll put some music on, turn the air conditioning way, way down, ice cold. It's all working. The problem is I had to take the internal chassis slides out.
Right.
And I had to change, I can't remember what it was. And then I slid it back in, and I got to hook the front panels back up, and I got to, looks like the power supply is the power supply plugged in? I think it is. I don't think the power switch is on. Yeah, there's a bunch of cables laying on the bottom, because I was going to fire it up to show everybody since the power supply is plugged in, but I don't have the power switch hooked up. But once I do that, then I get to cable tie it, make it nice and neat, and then I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Right.
I really like this case, though. This RGB is different. I just like that it's on the outside instead of on the, well, there is some on the inside, but the vast majority of it is, on the outside.
Yep.
So I'll try and get that done, and then I'll have to have you back over to help me to take it back off.
Yeah.
So for everybody who has contributed and who's been kind and supportive in the chat room, and all my friends in blue, thank you guys so much. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Good to have you back. Gonna get things back to normal next week. We've got a 4th of July coming up, maybe some time to barbecue, and
Stay out of the heat. In Phoenix,
right.
Arizona. Yeah.
yeah. And all my friends, thank you guys so much, and for the contributions, and the PayPal, and Amazon gift cards. It's all going to go to good use. You'll start seeing it on the channel in the form of more computer builds, repairs, and upgrades. And for people I said I'm sending computers to, please continue to be patient, doing what I can. And what else? What am I forgetting? MyComputerworks.com for technical support. $39 a month. It's like $39.95. I don't remember. Money back guarantee. Not for everybody, but it might even be for somebody you know. They're amazing. The Windows keys, all the links in the video notes. RoboForm, always 30% off. I'm going to keep RoboForm, MyComputerWorks, and the Windows and Office keys as a permanent part of this channel for a minimum of 12 months. So don't feel any pressure that you have to get anything right away. And then I'll try to see what else. You guys have been asking me about VPNs. They're asking me about other backup software, cloud storage, cold storage. So the more these questions come in, like I'm getting a lot of the same questions, then I'll do the research, as I've done with the MyComputerWorks and the Windows keys and RoboForm. I'll do the research to find a good answer for you, and to, again, offer that because that's what you guys want, clearly. And I'll make sure that the company, again, meets all of my requirements and that it's a good value and has good customer service, so that there's no risk for you guys. No risk. And if there is risk, I won't take it on, because I won't do that to you. And yeah, I think that'll wrap it up for today. Let me step back over here so we can get things buttoned up nice and neat. I'm looking at squirrel butt. Yeah, let me just move that over here.
Night, Nutty. No wings for you. All right.
All right. So I will bring up some shorter video reviews on those arcade games. Again, the collab with Gen X Grown Up. Check out Gen X Grown Up if that's your era and you want to be, feel nostalgic with Birds of a Feather. They're here on YouTube. Their videos are all free, of course. And yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks you guys so much. I'll see you all again very, very soon on behalf of Mitch Morrison and myself.
Bye for now.